And we're live. West Ham random. It's been a while since I came, live. I thought I'd let some people see some West Ham random is live pop up. People like to see it. Obviously, we don't have a lot to talk about as far as West Ham goes. Well, we don't have a lot to celebrate. But every now and then, I think about Peach, and I think, let's raise a glass. And why not? Why not have a bit of a catch up, see if anyone's still out there? Part of the reason that I wanted to do this is because in May, the StreamYard subscription ends. And when I go back down to the free, it tells me I'm going to lose a bunch of, pre-recorded stuff. So, I don't know if people want to get on and try and take that off. I've got no problem giving people access. Just wanted to get people's opinions on it. Really, it'd be good to know if people want it to carry on. My thought is maybe not. Oh gosh, the Dream 3. Oh my gosh, of all of the people that I hope to see. Rebecca, Charlips, others. Good to see you guys, man. That puts a smile on my face, like it really does. I love you guys. But yeah, so I don't know. May's when this runs out. The next subscription, and look, I don't know. To me, I feel like it's maybe the right time to not renew. And of course, baby Noah, little Peach Junior, as he should be known. Well, I really hope Noah's asleep at this point. I miss you too, Bex XX. I've still got you on my desk. You live here. There we go. Reminds me of you every single time. Yeah, it's really good to see you guys. My life's been a little bit crazy. I've been busy, and obviously West Ham is so hard. I mean, I don't know, as you know, I don't, people watching it later, you guys here now, I don't really watch this stuff on YouTube, but it's hard to get excited when, we support a team who are just in free fall. When the players and the manager don't seem to care, it's kind of hard to care as well. Yeah, Rebecca, you are on my desk. Well, the goat of you, like the ghost of you, but the goat of you. I didn't even mean to do that. That's just, God, I should do this more often, really. I'm clearly a comical genius. Hey, if you guys want to come on, I don't even know if I remember how to do it. Hang on, I'll put the link in the comments. So if any of you want to come on and chat some shit, feel free. Yeah. You're right. I'm a genius. Yeah, you're right. Coming from someone who claims to be a comedian, Rebecca. I mean, gosh. Although I'll be honest, I have seen some of Rebecca's classic blogs. In fact, I've got them saved. Let me read some for you. I think, where is it? I'm sure. Where did I save it? I think I saved it to my email. Yeah, hold tight, and we'll read you some of Rebecca's blog from when she was a teenager. I know it's here somewhere. I just can't quite remember where I saved it. Where is it? I saw it the other day, so I know it's here. I know I've got it. I love it when she screams my name. You are, yeah. I know. I'm about to be funnier. If I can find where I saved it, I thought I saved it to my notes blog. Let me see. Is it this? No. Oof. I am going to try and find it, so don't worry. Oh yeah, it does exist. Here's what's funny, Tom. So Rebecca she put this really cryptic clue about about her blog. And so I found it. I copied a whole bunch of it. And as I'm there, well, I'll tell you, the only reason I did, because I found it and started messaging her, she literally pressed auto destruct and deleted everything. She wiped the whole thing out. So I saved what I could. I copied and pasted it and saved it. Maybe I saved it into a file somewhere, but I know that I have it. And she does. See? Oh, I know I've got it. Maybe it's under Hammer Shots. Let's see. There's a lot of questions from you here. How would I search for this? Talk about West Ham. I mean, I said this on our little group text earlier on, which, I don't often make appearances in that because, there's nothing really to be excited about. But yeah, I mean, look, Moyes is going to be here for the rest of the season now. I can't imagine there being any other outcome than that. I'm trying to multitask because I'm really trying to find where I've got this. I know I've got it. I literally saw it the other day. But where would I have put it? Yeah, don't worry. I have got it. It does exist. I just am trying to work out. Does anyone remember? Can anyone remember what her blog name was? She posted it at some point. Let me see. Let me search BexXX because I imagine maybe that's what I saved it as. Nope. Charlie Boy. Yes. Big up, Charlie Boy. Good to see you on here, CB. We're just having a toast to our boy, to Peach. Just every now and then I like to just to go live and just chat some shit. But man, it's good to see you. It's good to see you, brother. I love that everyone is here. Yeah, this is really annoying because I know that I have this whole blog entry. If I have it, I'm not going to send it to Tom. I'm going to read it live on Facebook. Oh, well, yeah, you keep on sending the pictures. Man, it's good to see you all. It's good to see you here. But yeah, I mean, look, what do we reckon? I'm not worried about relegation yet. I'm really not. You guys, and any of you, you nervous yet, or are you thinking we're going to be just fine? Oh, I saw this picture. This isn't new. This is one I've already seen. Give me some new material. I already saw that. Where on earth? I'm really just racking my brain to where I would have put the thing of yeah, that's fair. Don't talk about West Ham. Oh, he's a cute little kid. He's a cute little kid. Is this a live photo? But it should not be awake at 3:45 in the morning unless he's sucking your titty and getting some milk. It's the only reason that kid should be awake right now. Was it on my phone or was it on my computer? This is a big question. Man, I might have to just give up looking for it. I don't know. Shall I give up? Tom, what do you think? Oh, let me see. I've recent documents. I've got a Frankel. Nope. I've got a lot of questions from Rebecca for, when she'd send me questions that I really appreciated and often gave her crap for the quiz that we used to do, super fun quiz. Did love that. No, I'm really not enjoying Haggis Ball either. It's so bad. So bad. You know what? I think it must have been on my phone. Let's search my phone for the word blog. See if anything comes up. Where would I have saved it? Think about it. Help me think. I probably would have got it on my phone and copied and pasted it, but then I'd have thought it would have gone in notes. The problem is, all right, to talk about West Ham briefly, we're all fed up with it. We've been fed up for it for a while, but what's going to change at this point? Well, you're fine, Rebecca, because I don't think I'm going to find it. Like I'm searching far and wide. I've been searching for you. It must have been a while ago, right? I have got so many random things in my notes. Yeah, I mean, it's hard. The thing that's most annoying, I think, about this year as well is it's so good if you are a neutral. Like the league is so tight, no one's cut adrift. I mean, like God knows who's favourite to get relegated this season. Like there is no standout candidate. Like no team is amazing. Every team is beatable. Bottom of the league has already beaten top of the league twice in the last 3 weeks. No, because he hires people on short-term contracts, doesn't he? Look, that's the thing with Sullivan. The reason that we haven't had a caretaker manager, I'm pretty sure that was before. I don't think we've ever had a caretaker manager because that would mean paying a manager out. And our board are absolutely against paying off a manager. They let their contract run out. You know, like it's happened every time. And David Moyes, the way that he's talking lately, it feels as though he knows he's out of the job at the end of the year anyway. And he doesn't seem to give a shit, does he? You know, like he literally in his latest comments is just like basically discrediting our chances. Well, we're not expected. Well, what do you mean we're not expected? We've had 2 years where we've been 1 win away from Champions League football. I mean, it's insane. Yeah, it really doesn't make sense to me. I'm coming back to see if I can find this because how far away was it? Maybe it's not in notes. If I don't see it soon in the notes, then I don't think it's going to be in here. That's so frustrating. I really, really wanted to see this. And everyone does. It's really funny. I can paraphrase because I do remember some things about it, Bex. It was mainly about a guy, wasn't it? It was mainly about some guy that you really liked and you weren't sure what to do. And, you know, that's why it was so interesting. God, well, it was not here. Well, it's not. Good news is, Bex, is it's not in my notes. So, emails? Would I put it in my emails? Let me see. Let's search BexXX in my emails and see if anything comes up. Nope, it's not in my emails either. The thing is, I know I have it because I came across it the other day. She's taking her. Something about Camden. It was in Camden, wasn't it? Ask her if it was in Camden. I feel like Camden was definitely mentioned. Ketchup. Oh, because I said catch up on the thing. Honestly, you lost me for a second there, Wally. We're really trying to find Rebecca's blog from a long time ago. And I had it somewhere and I just can't for the life of me find it. I've been checking my emails. Maybe it's in my drafts. Let's look in my draft. Oh, Rebecca, let me see. Is this it? Nope, it's not. Damn, I thought that was it. I got excited there. We all got excited, I think. I've got an email here from you, Wally, in here as well. Nope. Man, this is so frustrating. One day I'll find it. And when I do, I'll go live again. Wally says hi, everybody. Bex, I think I think you're in luck. I think probably I'm not gonna be able to find it because I've searched and searched, and I found all kinds of random stuff that I didn't know existed. I mean, damn, a lot of really random stuff. But I don't think I've got this email. God, that's gutting. I'm doing one more search, searching the word blog in my emails in case I sent it to myself, but no. Where did I find it? So annoying. All right, I'm going to give up. I'm going to give up for now to, converse, because I think you guys are probably bored with me searching. Help me, Bex. Tell me a bit more about it. Remind me. It was what was the guy's name? You were really obsessed with him. You were like 16 or something. Anyway, I'm gonna change the subject. So, I tell you what's a surprise. There's no West Ham clips. Charlie, do you want to log in on your West Ham clips profile? No, right. This is I no longer believe that Charlie is West Ham clips. You heard it here first. Hate to say it and spoil it, but I've decided that it's that I was wrong. So I hold my hands up. Yeah. Although, I mean, you couldn't, yeah. But also, I told you so. Yeah, funny, Charlie. Hi, Danny. Good to see you, mate. Yeah. All right. You're almost definitely not West Ham clips. I hold my hands up. Although you're so close to being West Ham clips that you literally couldn't even come up with a good enough argument that you weren't. So, I mean, I'm not too mad at my performance and the reasons behind me thinking that you were. I mean, I think you definitely could have been, but yeah. I don't think you are. I'm still searching. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I can't resist. I really want to find this stupid thing because it will be so funny if I can find it. It really was a lot of hilarity. Adonis Stars Zoom meeting. I could that one time, but yeah, exactly. You're like, well, I've got this one reason that proves without a shadow of a doubt that I'm not West Ham clips, but I can't remember what it is. I mean, that's some OJ Simpson shit right there. That is the defense of the century. I mean, nearly as bad as West Ham's defense. Grandad Ogbonna, bless him, who at least has got some heart. Kera, who he's that guy who's worked at all of the top companies. So you're like, he's got to be good. And then you hire the guy and you're like, oh, how do we fire the guy? I know. Let's try and write him up, make a compilation of the good things he's done, and see if someone else will be tricked by his CV as well. And Soufal. I mean, I like Soufal. I'm going to give him some credit because at least Soufal seems to care. Well, I guess it's hard to care when most of your fan base is, abusing you. That's the problem with us football fans. I put myself in there, even though I'm less fickle than the majority, I would think. But that's the thing. We're a generation that's used to now. And we're not very patient. And we go from, we've got Super David Moyes, he knows exactly what we need. I mean, it's embarrassing. But has he really ever known what we need? Has he ever been able to make a substitution? Has he ever been able to change his ways? Has he really ever won anything in his career? No. But, We're the only bottom team that hasn't changed their manager. We're not going to. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm not worried yet. In 5 games' time, then we'll see. As long as we get a good result against Forest. I mean, the league's so tight that in a month's time, we could be in the top half of the table. Yeah, he is. I mean, that's the thing. Ogbona's a class act, but yeah, he's old. He's come back from a career-ending injury, really, and now we're needing him. We're needing the Ogbonna of 5 years ago, and we're a team with no stability, and the core that we've got are too old, and we're struggling. We're in a transition. But really, I do blame Moyes. I mean, you bring in the number of players that you bring in. You got to rebuild a little bit more gradually than that. But we'll see. I mean, it's not. I don't know. I think one of the things that annoys me the most is that the youngsters are all leaving. Like the players can still play as bad. What is this? No, I did not. Why don't you just click the link and come on here and tell us about it? Because I've no idea what that is. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could, I guess, type all of the things. Man, I'm so sad that I can't find. What was that blog called? I wonder if Becca will tell me what that blog was called if I message her nicely. Oh, as if you just deleted that blog. Here we go. Oh my God, really? We haven't scored an away goal in 100. I didn't even know that. Hey, Bex. Bex, are you still listening, Bex? No? Shall I just talk about Louis, or are you still here with us? Still here? Tom, do you want to ask her if we should talk about Louis, or if we should continue talking about West Ham? I guess I don't know. Well, I guess Tom's not here anymore. Bex isn't interested in us talking about Louis anymore. So yeah, there was that blog was very interesting. To be fair, now I've refreshed my memory, I could see why you wouldn't want that being put on YouTube. Because there is, in your words, there's a lot to unpack there. But yeah, we're. So what do you reckon, chat? Where are West Ham going to finish this season? Right now, we're in 18th in the league. What are your thoughts? Yeah, look at that. 10-game longest winless run since 2015. Oh, look who's here.
Hello.
Charlie Walsh.
My camera's playing up, but hello. You alright?
Yeah, good to see you, mate. How's the bore along going?
It's boring as usual. Boring as usual. Yesterday or whenever that match was fun, so that was great.
How do you bring yourself to continue doing that?
You just sort of got to do it, don't you?
It's not a good answer, though. I'm interested to actually, because you're an intelligent person, so I'm interested to see if you've got a good answer. I mean, unless it's just like because it's an income source. Because I can't think of another reason that's really even worth it.
I mean, to be fair, it helps doing that because that means I don't have to sit here and just watch it and be just depressed and
do you not get tempted? Do you not get tempted because like the game's so bad and you've got a lot of people in that chat. Do you ever get tempted to just abuse some of the people?
Well, I do when you turn up. It's rare, but it's nice to get it all out of the system when you're there.
I know. I mean, that's part of the reason I show up is because it allows you to then get that off your chest and entertain yourself by having someone that you can abuse.
Little release valve. No, when trolls turn up, I don't go overboard. I just take the mick out of them. But you know, outside of that, the people who tend to be there are just up for whatever. That's what makes it easy, right? Is you sit there, and if the game is incredibly boring, yeah, it's the thing you say. Make it about me is what you say, but what the way I would word it is, if the game's boring, we can all just have a conversation about whatever the hell we want, and
No,
then you know, if
whatever the
something
hell
happens.
you want.
Well, I try
No,
to just
you-
I try to just let everyone else decide because it makes my
Forgotten
life
how this
easier.
thing works. Oh, Jesus. But you did mention trolls, which is a really good segue before we get onto this article. For have you played Hogwarts Legacy, which is possibly the best game ever released on the PS5?
I have not. I have not, but people keep going on at me about it.
It
But I have
is
not played it yet.
phenomenal. I'm going to say, I mean, I'm a big Harry Potter fan. My expectations were low because some friends of mine in the game development world tempered my expectations. See, no dropping of names.
Yeah,
But
just the job titles. That's fine.
the
Well,
game is incredible. I mean, I should be up playing it now, but I just thought I wanted a cheeky little whiskey and a chat about Peach and West Ham, and just see if any of you guys were still, you know, tuned in. Charlie Boy thinks we're going down. 17th in Conference League champs. All right, talk about this article, Charlie. Steiner, whatever, Scott Steiner.
Steinberg. I wish it was Scott Steiner. What an article that would be. What an absolute mess of a man. No, Jacob. So I don't know if you know who Jacob Steinberg is, because I know you don't pay attention to just anything in life.
Who
ever.
is he?
He writes for The Guardian. He's probably like, if you're talking about people who actually are reliable with West Ham information, he's probably one of the three. I would say it's him, ex-West Ham employee, and Dharmesh at Sky Sports. I think they're the three who tend to actually be accurate when they say things. He wrote an article earlier on today saying that we have struggled to find a replacement for David Moyes, and that's partially why he's still here. And even if we lose against Nottingham Forest, he might stay because we legitimately cannot find one.
No, it's bollocks. I mean, look, the thing is that we all know by now that, I mean, well, first of all, do you think there, I mean, what do you think? Truth or Sullivan playing the media as it's what he does?
I think there's truth to it, but I think it's not that they can't find anyone, it's that they can't find anyone they think would be better. Because I think when you look at the actual options who are left, right, in the David Sullivan way, what we've done is we've left it way too long, because we always do that every single time. We did it with Avram Grant, we did it again with Bilic, we did it with Pellegrini. We always leave stuff too long. Pellegrini was the big one, which is why David Moyes came back in the first place. And the options that are left, which are available, and again, you have to remember this is Sullivan looking. This isn't someone who's intelligent and can actually, or even someone who's intelligent enough to hire someone who knows what they're doing.
One second, David. I know you're a fan of the show, so I apologise for Charlie there. Carry on, Charlie.
It's not someone who's even intelligent enough to hire someone who knows what they're doing. This is David Sullivan, who only ever gets what's directly in front of his eyes. You're looking at the
got more
options
chance. I think we got more chance of David Gold appointing the new manager.
Well, let me put it this way, right? When you think about it, out of people who are actually genuinely realistic, who is there left?
I mean, like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, probably get someone like him. You know,
Would he do?
Not good.
Would he? I don't think he'd come here.
I don't know.
He might listen. He might be that desperate for a job, but he probably got a lot of money from being Manchester United manager. Could go back and be very comfortable somewhere he actually wants to be, and not have to worry about the stress of relegation.
I think that we could. There's probably plenty of names because the managerial merry-go-round is at 90 miles an hour. You know, like
Sure.
with just 5 managers have lost their job in the Premier League in the last couple of months. So I mean, the merry-go-round is there. There's also managers that are performing well in the lower leagues that are bringing their teams up. But it's not about that. It's about money. It's always about money, and it's always about what's cheap. We've been run like a market stall for a decade. We'll continue to be run like a market stall.
Yeah.
It was not, and also the fact that they've invested so much money uncharacteristically means that if ever they were going to keep a manager despite everything, it's absolutely going to be now with a manager that they already got rid of once and then got someone worse and then gave him all of their money and now he's doing shit. Like, there's just no logical, realistic world in West Ham with our owner that they get rid of David Moyes. They're just going to make every excuse to buy him as much time as possible until either he gets us relegated and then he's probably the man to get us back. I don't think that. This is what the board will say. I don't know. I don't see another scenario. Do you really? I mean, can you really see any scenario, even if we lose our next 4 games, where they sack David Moyes?
Yeah, but they'd have to. I think if they could avoid it, they wouldn't. I think if they could avoid it, they wouldn't. But I think they're playing a game of cat and mouse to some extent, because I think for him, I think here's the problem, right? I genuinely think there's 2 options when it comes to managerial appointments. I think there's 2 options at this point, right? Realistically, because I agree with you. There's plenty of people out there who you should go and get, but David Sullivan doesn't understand that any of those people exist. He doesn't want to look outside of the very small box he has, right? So he doesn't do it. So I think realistically, when you look at David Sullivan, there's 2 options managerially. Option number 1 is we go down and he's gone. Either before we go down or by the time we go down, he is gone. That has happened. He's going and we get someone else new in. Because if we go down, he won't stay. And then the other option is we stay up. And I think if we stay up, he stays. I think if we stay up, I don't think there's any chance of him going. I think those are genuinely the 2 options. Now, it could get to a stage where it's bad enough to where he will go. Clearly, we're not there yet, but it would be there. But the problem this is why I asked about the caretaker thing, right? Is like, in my head, I can't remember them ever hiring a caretaker. When Pellegrini left, it was Pellegrini out, David Moyes in a couple of days later. I mean, Pellegrini was still here and they were cracking jokes about David Moyes being the next manager on television with David Moyes. It's not like, it's not like he didn't know he was getting the job by that point. I don't think they like the idea of caretaker managers, so that idea is out of the window. So at that point, you have to say, okay, they have to have the person lined up and ready. That's what happened to Martin O'Neill and Grant. Martin O'Neill was basically lined up and ready, and then they screwed it up by leaking it to the press. He thought that was unprofessional, decided to go say, I don't want to join anymore. And so then we kept Avram Grant until, I think, that I looked it up, that's the one time we've had a caretaker. We had Kevin Keenan for 1 game, the last game of that season, because we were already down at that point, and so Avram Grant was gone. But that's how long they stuck with it, because they had 1 guy and then they effed it. So it's like, yes, but who else do they get? I don't know, because the realistic options at that point, it would probably be Rafa Benitez, but I don't think they want, for some reason, I don't think they want Rafa Benitez anymore.
Do you know what? There's a guy I want. So before, a couple of months ago, I mentioned about the guy in France. And I'll say, I got on that pretty early, and then everyone started talking about it. The person who Will Self, English comedian.
Like
Anyway, him. I read an article about him a while ago. But anyway, the person I would actually want them to take a chance on, who I think would be great for us, is Michael CaTcH. And I don't think people have really used his name and said it out there, but he has absolutely turned Middlesbrough Football Club from like chaos to crazy. He's loved at West Ham. He was a servant for the club, an ex-player. He'd have the fans behind him from the beginning. He's a young manager as well, so he's attainable. You know, he's not this would be his biggest job. And once again, I know it's not a name that, I don't know, I've not heard anyone else talk about it. But for me personally, I would love us to try and get someone like Michael CaTcH, a young manager who, look, and it doesn't always work, but I would much rather something like that than David Moyes. And he's not going to be expensive. He's going to be attainable. I think it will be hard for Middlesbrough to keep hold of him if we come knocking at the door. I don't know. What do you think?
I'm not against it. Ray Borum, we spoke about it on the podcast we do on the Hams Chat Patreon.
Oh, did you?
He brought the name up of CaTcH because I knew CaTcH had gone to Middlesbrough, but I don't pay a huge amount of attention to the Championship.
I've got a couple of friends who are huge Borough fans, so they post it on social media all the time. And he is like, I mean, his record is unbelievable. I think they've got. I mean, the last time I looked a few weeks ago, they had the best like current form, I think, in all of the leagues. It was crazy.
Yeah, they're doing. I'm looking at the table now. They're doing really, really well. But this is why I think it would be. This is why I think he wouldn't come, even though it would be definitely a step up and the biggest job. Would he come if he's got a chance of getting promotion with Middlesbrough, which he does definitely have a big chance. He's 4 points off automatic promotion right now. He's first place in the playoffs positions. They're That's 8 points ahead of 7th. So it's not exactly like they're dangerous of dropping out of that anytime soon. If anything, they're more likely to jump into promotion, although Sheffield United. Would he leave that to join a Premier League club for a relegation fight? I'm not convinced.
I don't know. I mean, I don't, obviously, I don't know. It is a question mark. But like, you're right. Ordinarily, maybe not. But you've got to take into account that he come through the club. He's a West Ham boy. You know, Mark Noble, I don't know how close he is with Mark Noble. Like, I don't know whether their overlap wasn't massive, if at all. But, like, the reason that our team has fallen apart is because we've lost that chemistry of having that togetherness in the squad. And I think someone like an ex-player like Michael Carrick would potentially, have a bit more respect from the other players. He's won a lot at a high level. As a player, he's achieved a lot more than David Moyes has achieved in anything in his career. I don't know. Once again, I honestly think probably doesn't matter because we're not going to get rid of David Moyes. I think while we're still in the cup competitions, especially, I think the only chance is if we lose, if we get knocked out of the cup to get against Man United and we get knocked out of the next round of the Europa and we're still in the relegation zone, maybe at that point, maybe. Charlie's saying to stay up, we're going to need 5 wins and 3 draws. Although, honestly, it's so tight. Who knows how many points we'll need? The table is insane. Hey, good to see ya. James, Wally, good to see you, boys.
That would put us on 38.
I don't know. I mean, like, can you? I'm trying to remember this, and it's hard because for the last however many years, nearly a decade, I don't know. I guess that's not true. I can't remember the last time that it was this tight at the bottom of the league. Normally, when you're nearly 2/3 of the way in the season, there's 2 relegation spots up for grabs, or there's 4 or 5 teams that are in there. Yeah. And everyone will say, yeah, but this team, they're gone. There isn't a team this year right now. I don't think there's a single team that anyone could say they're down, right?
Yeah.
Who's even the favourite? Who would you say the favourite for relegation is?
Probably Southampton or Bournemouth, one or the other. But
maybe then Southampton just freaking went and beat Arsenal.
Even then it's 2. But this is the thing. I think when everyone... I mean, you wouldn't have seen this because, again, you're sensible and you don't look at social media West Ham stuff most of the time.
Yeah.
But there was a complete meltdown on Saturday night when... And to be fair, I was out, so I missed it. I saw it late. I opened up my phone late because I was watching wrestling. And so I opened
just
up Twitter
to correct myself, Chelsea, not Arsenal. Sorry, Southampton, Chelsea.
Fair. And everyone had completely lost their minds because all the results went against us that day. But if you look at that, Southampton, who were 19th, I think, before the weekend started, get a win, or Bournemouth, who were 19th before the weekend went, whatever, maybe even 20th, and they've jumped out of the relegation zone with a single win. I think people tend to forget that when you're down the bottom, points don't come that frequently. And so getting any is a huge, huge jump up, right? And so, and situations like that aren't going to happen every week. It's not like every single team is going to go against us every single time. I can't act like part of me isn't scared of relegation. I can't act like that isn't in my head at all. I'm still of the mindset that it won't happen, but I do think it will be very tight because the way the table's playing out, like you say, everyone's crap.
But you say that about points. But look, in the last 4 games, there's only one team in the bottom 6 who haven't got a win in the last 4 games. Do you know who?
My looking at the table,
And I'm going to
can't
say
see that.
probably not,
Can't see the
because
form. Is it
it's
Leeds?
not the team that you would expect.
Is
It's
it Leeds?
Leeds United.
Yeah.
Leeds are the only team in the last 4 games who don't have a win. And so,
They're also
but
struggling to find a new manager as well.
yeah, but I mean, they're also just, all of the teams at the bottom are just, there really isn't a lot to separate them. You know, there really isn't a lot to separate them. I mean, you've got 6 points between Leicester City in 14th and Southampton in 20th.
Well, and then you even look above that. I would say Crystal Palace are likely to fall into as well, because I think Crystal Palace have been rubbish this year.
Yeah, Palace and Forest.
Yeah.
I don't think any of those teams are safe.
Yeah.
I mean, and then you've got teams like Brentford, who shouldn't be in the top half of the table, but somehow are. It's a crazy season. I wish that I wasn't supporting a team that are in that bottom end, because it would be exciting for a neutral. Well, Chris, wow. Yeah. The thing is, though, you know, you look at that and you think like, all right, so Bournemouth are going to be adrift. But knowing this league this season, they'll pick up 2 points out of this. They'll lose to Arsenal. They'll get a draw from Man City and a draw from Liverpool. I mean, it's like, you just can't make it up. There have been some bizarre results. You know, Arsenal were running away with it, and, you know, they have not looked convincing lately. You know, they lost to freaking Everton when Everton were bottom of the league. It's a carnage season. The last 8 teams with 20 points in 23 games were relegated. So, yeah, but the thing is, I mean, that would mean the bottom 3 currently would get relegated. But like you said, I mean, one thing I'll say, this is not like this so tight. It's never usually this tight, right? Or am I just not? Am I right?
It feels tighter than it usually is.
Yeah, I feel like.
Whether it is or isn't, I don't know, but it feels tighter than it usually is.
I don't have the stats. Yeah, I don't have the stats either. I was about to get in trouble with you by throwing a name down. So a friend of mine, someone I just recently became good friends with, he's got a bunch of friends who are wrestlers.
Right. Okay.
And so he's just like, oh mate, he's like, I'll take you and we'll go. Like, he's a DJ in Atlanta. And he's good friends with, I don't know these people, but he was telling me about a guy called Austin Theory.
Yes.
He was friends with. Is he good?
He is very good. He's the United States champion. I'll have you know.
Is that WWF or is it AEW?
WWE, yeah.
And I knew that, really.
I know you did. Yeah. I know you. I know you like to play both smart and dumb at the same time. I'm aware of how Adam Frankel works.
Yeah, it's true. But yeah, I might have to. I'm really annoyed. I could have gone to the Royal Rumble, and I didn't know that I could have gone to the Royal Rumble. So when I knew that I could go, it was too late to go.
Well, you know, you're friends with some people who are at WrestleMania as well.
Well, I also not only my friends literally got given a suite for WrestleMania, decided they didn't want to go, so gave back the suite and just took a few tickets instead. Because that's the level of some of these people.
CB's been going recently. It's annoying because CB will send me a picture of it or a video of it, and I'm just gonna have to put up with that, which is very frustrating. Very frustrating. Although they are coming, yeah. Although they are coming, they're doing Money in the Bank pay-per-view in May at the O2 in London, so probably going to that if I can get tickets, which I should be able to get tickets for, but we'll see.
Shouldn't you already be working on getting tickets?
Yeah. It's not gone on pre-sale yet, so.
Oh, that's surprising.
Once it goes on pre-sale, then I'm signed up to the pre-sale. So once it happens, it happens. We'll see what happens. But and they're doing SmackDown the night before as well, EO2 as well. So
you're gonna go to both?
That's the plan.
Are you going to make a sign? You
Yeah,
strike me as the sort of loser that would do that.
it says Frankel is a mug on it. We'll just see if I can.
Frankel is a mug. Yeah.
I'll buy. I'm glad you know that wasn't me. I'll buy. I'll buy camera side tickets. I don't know. Probably not. I don't know. To be honest with you, given how expensive tickets like that can be, I probably will end up being so far away that a sign wouldn't even be seen on camera anyway. So there's no point in doing it. Not the O2. The O2 is not the biggest. It's not like the London Stadium or whatever, but it's still a fair old whack of people. And if you're far away, you're far away. So
yeah, that is true. I mean, I've seen some good events at the O2. To be honest, some good O2 memories. Muse. I'm actually seeing Muse at the weekend.
when did you go see them at the O2?
2000 and gosh, I don't know, 2010. Did you go to a show at the O2?
No, well, my girlfriend went to O2 Muse at the O2 but this was like just before. This was probably 2019, maybe 2020. 2019 or 18.
No, it was definitely earlier than that.
I think it was just after their second last album came out, I want to say. I've been to the O2 for other things, but that's why I asked you about the Muse thing, because she went to that, and I wondered if you were
I saw that was way before. It was early. I've seen Fall Out Boy at the O2 as well.
Sure.
I'm sure. Actually,
the band I get confused with, or for a long, long time got confused with Panic at the Disco for ages.
Well, they do sound the same.
The guy sounds exactly the same, although now I know the difference. But back,
I tell you though, they do a song together on one of Fall Out Boy's albums. There's a song featuring the lead singer of Panic at the Disco, and you genuinely can't tell. In fact, I saw an interview once, and Pete Wentz, the bass player in Fall Out Boy, he's like if I closed my eyes, I couldn't tell which of them were singing. That's how similar they are. What was I about to? I was about to say something else. I've just totally forgotten. I just thought of something that I thought was going to be exciting, and I've totally forgotten what it was.
Here it comes.
It was probably some sort of.
Get prepared, everyone. Everyone get ready, because here comes the most exciting thing you've ever heard in your lives from Adam Frankel in 3, 2, 1.
I've actually performed at the O2.
Oh, there you go. It was a flex. You were right.
You were not expecting that, were you?
I mean, I was expecting some sort of flex. It wasn't that one, though. I'll give you that.
Yeah, there's some newspaper articles about it. Back when it was the Millennium Dome.
Man gets on stage, thrown out of O2 by security.
No, I starred in a play in the Millennium Dome. They had this...
back when it was that. Yeah.
Back when it was the Millennium Dome, there was a big theatre in it. And it was called Our Town, and every borough. Oh, Charlie, your alter ego has appeared. Every borough of London got to appear in like a drama troupe was selected, and so we performed at the O2. And honestly, it was the most fun thing ever. Like it's one of the coolest moments of my life. And West Ham Clips, who I thought was sorting out his sleep schedule, so he said. Oh, I'm going to have better hours now. Apparently not. AKA Charlips. In case you didn't know, I don't know why I'm even saying the Pina Colada. I was just in Mexico, and some of my friends decided to set me up an Instagram account, which I said, I don't want Instagram. I'm not going on Instagram. I've said it a long time. So now they've set me up an Instagram site where all I do is post me rating pina coladas. That's all I do. And it's called The Pina Colada Guy. So, I mean, it's stupid. I've still got a pina colada video on my phone that I need to put on. But one of my friends was like, you should send it to me and let me edit it so it doesn't look shit. Apparently, one of them I posted didn't even have audio. That's how technically retarded I am.
Smooth.
No one's surprised.
Smooth.
But yeah, so no one really answered my question except for Charlie Boy. So, Charlie, where do you think we're going to finish in the league this season? I'm writing it down, actually. I'm going to lock it in. Wally, I think, said 17th, actually.
Wally said 17th. Wally said 17th.
Yeah, Wally said 17th in Conference League champs. I'm writing this down. I might send a prize if anyone gets it right. I'm going to say 15th.
I'm trying to decide between 16th and 17th, but I can't decide which one. I'll go 16th. So I'm different to you. I'll go 16th.
16th. And I mean, if you people in the chat, if you think it's going to be similar, let us know. Where do you think we're going to finish? I'm writing it down with my really neat handwriting. So, yeah, I might provide a prize for the winner. Maybe a Dude Perfect cap. I just was on the Dude Perfect cruise a few weeks ago. It's pretty nice. It's free cruise to the Bahamas. I tell you what I had to do. I had to spend hours blowing up giant inflatables.
I was very scared what you were going to say there. There was a moment.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I mean, we went to the Bahamas, except for I didn't get off the boat because everyone got off, but it was when we played Everton. So I'm like, nah, sure. I gotta watch the game. So I just stayed in my little cabin. Ordered some room service, which was all free. And yeah, watched the game. And then they needed me to blow up inflatables for one of the battles that they did. They had to build an inflatable tower. So yeah, I pulled my weight. I did enough to hopefully get a free ride again next time.
Did you enjoy that one more than your previous cruise?
Oh my God, yes. Of course I did. I mean, nothing could be worse. Although I didn't enjoy it as much as I will enjoy my next cruise, the 311 cruise.
Okay. When's that?
That is in 2.5 weeks.
So you're currently
no. 2 weeks tomorrow, I fly out to Miami.
So you're currently on a 2 cruise a year schedule right now.
Yeah, I guess I am. Ironically, I've been on like 4 cruises in my life, and in a 6-month period, I will have been on 3 cruises.
It's a lot of cruises. So,
yeah, it is. And you know what? They're not great in general, but it depends. It depends on the vibe. Like the Do Perfect one was a lot of fun because apart from the $1,000 I lost in the casino, it was free.
I see why you enjoyed it now.
But it was, free food. We had our own private deck. And, the rooms. Some of the rooms in that private deck, honestly, it's like the size of a house. There was a grand piano in the room.
Yeah, sure.
Like we had a NFL and we were watching matches in there. It was massive. They had their own private hot tub deck. They had 4 bedrooms in their bedroom. Like it was insane. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I guess apparently there's people watching, but no one wants to give a prediction of where we're finishing. I mean, I don't.
It's that kind of season. It's that kind of season, you know what I mean?
Really. We won't get relegated, will we?
There's a possibility, but I think the 3 worst team things I do think exists. I just don't know who they are yet. I think we're going to be stubborn enough to not be one of those 3 teams.
I just don't know if that's the problem. Like, we're too biased, I think, to know if we're one of those teams.
I think it's going to take, the thing is, it will take a lot, but I think when we think about it taking a lot, we don't forget that it will take just as much, if not more, for other teams. I think we lose against Manchester United. I think we go out that cup. Fine, whatever. This is the 1 year I can accept that this is the 1 year I can accept us crashing out of the FA Cup, mainly because we have the Europa Conference League, which I would prefer to go far in and win, and I think we have a better chance of winning.
I don't know about Man United because, they obviously will have just played it all depends on how they do against Barcelona. Because, 2-2 going into that game, I think that's Thursday, right?
Yeah, that sounds right, yeah.
Yeah. So on Thursday, they play Barcelona. If they beat Barcelona to go, through the next round of the Europa League, well, now they've got a bit of a pile up, aren't they? They're in the League Cup final as well against Newcastle. their schedule is looking pretty crazy. On their order of things to take care of, the FA Cup is pretty low down that list. So I imagine that they will not be playing a strong team. And David, and you're right, in normal circumstances, and if we had a manager that wasn't David Moyes, we also would not be playing a normal team. But we don't have a manager who does that. So we will be playing our first choice team because he doesn't do anything else.
But also, I mean, the Europa Conference League means I'm not that fussed. Because that's if you ask me, like, usually I want to see us do as well as we can in competitions, and the FA Cup specifically, because of the prestige of winning a cup and the vibe and the fact that it's likely and a chance and everything else. I think the fact that we have the Europa Conference League just sat there, which is a more winnable tournament in my opinion. If you said to me what would be the order of priorities, the FA Cup would be third.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair. I think everyone would say that, but I think against Man United we'll be up for it, and I think we'll be more up for it than they will be. Also, when is our Europa League game?
The draw is on Friday, and it's the date of the fixture is, I want to say it's the 20-something of March, maybe.
Let me see. Round of 16.
The draw is on Friday at 12 o'clock our time.
And the round, it's the 9th and 16th of March.
Okay.
So, yeah, oh man.
Have a look at their fixtures though. 26th of February, 23rd of February, Barcelona away. 26th of February, Newcastle at home. 1st of March, West Ham at home. 5th of March, Liverpool away.
Yeah,
that's Man United's fixture list.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty insane.
If you say if there's one game you could rotate, it is ours. To be fair.
Yeah, and I think, I think because of that, I think we'll have a chance against them. I will, because we'll be up for it. Man United in the cup, we're going to be up for it. But
think David Moyes away at Manchester United in a cup competition.
Yeah, but you're right, but he also really wants to beat Man United. He's not good enough to most of the time, but if ever there's a team that he wants to really do over, it is Man United who did him over. I mean, we'll see. We'll probably lose 4-0. Jonathan Spector will get 2 goals.
I think that's the game. I think we'll get blapped in that. Not blapped. I think we'll lose. And I'm okay with that. I mean, I won't be when I watch it and I'm sat there watching it.
Will you do do you do borrelongs for the cup games as well?
Yeah, every game. Yeah.
You get paid extra for those ones?
It's a flat fee.
It's a flat appearance fee. Okay, yeah, it's
not a flat appearance fee. It's like a monthly thing. Anyway, the point is that it's a monthly fee regardless of how many games you play. Basically, it's the way we work.
Now I know why you want us knocked out of the cup, so that
it's not want us knocked out.
You lazy bastard.
Listen here, Manchester City. Wow. It's got nothing to do with wanting us knocked out of the cup, because I want us to go further in the Europa League, and there's more games in that Europa Conference League than there are in the FA Cup. Wow. FA Cup, how many games are there left after this? 3, 4.
Depends how many games go to a replay, Charlie Walsh.
True. So say no replays. How many? What is that, 5th round? So you've got the quarters, the semis, the finals, 4. And then the one more? 4? Yeah, 4, right? Whereas the Europa Conference League is 8 at least, I think. 8? No, 7.
7, yeah.
Yeah. So there's way more in that. So why would I want us to go all the way to the final win that if it was about that? So it's clearly not about that. Don't try it with me, sunshine. I just think that's the game where I can't see us beating Manchester United. I think their rotated team has just as much. I think their rotated team has more on the line and more to gain than we do our first team in that game.
Maybe. I just don't. Yeah, who knows? Honestly, I don't. We just don't look like we care about any games. Our players just don't look like they give a shit.
I think it's the tactics are just what they are, man.
Yeah. Well,
This thing, because this season I've tried to be as positive about David Moyes as humanly possible, or as much as possible for me to be. But the tactics are the tactics. When people get frustrated in the live chat of whatever, like watch along or whatever, that we're playing 5 at the back day or whatever, talking about how it's more defensive. I'm like,
watch along is on Hammer's chat every single game. Watch Charlie Walsh donate in the
don't
super
watch
chat,
mine.
please.
Please
donate in the super chat to Charlie Walsh on Hammer's chat, please.
Don't do that. Here's what I would do. I would watch Hammers Fans United's one. If CaTcH is doing one, I'd watch that.
Oh, if CaTcH is doing one, I'd definitely do that. Friend of the channel is CaTcH. Enemy of the channel is Charlie Walsh.
That's fine by me. I would also watch. I'd watch James's E20 Zone TV. James Lucas does it on there. Lucas and Mitch do one on there. I'd watch that. I wouldn't mind. Dan Lawless and Jace do one on West Ham Fan TV. I'd watch that ahead of mine. Needs Not Brother Brown do one.
I'd watch theirs. People are doing bore-alongs.
Almost every channel, I think, at this point.
Bloody hell.
Gatesy and Duke don't do it on Forged.
Thank God.
Budgie doesn't do it on Green Street. Budgie doesn't do it on Green Street Elites, although they do it on West Ham Network.
Why? I mean, I don't care. I honestly didn't even know that anyone else was doing it. I thought it was just you.
No, almost every channel. Almost every channel, apart from a very, very few couple.
Look, see, I think we're working out. See, we pick up some results, pull away from the bottom 3. See, this is how you. It's things like this. This is how you know it's not you, because there's optimism here.
That's exactly what I said. I wanted us to go to the. Where's the difference, sir? Where's the difference?
Well, because this is framed in a positive way, you are framed in a negative way.
I think you're stretching, but fair enough.
I don't know. I mean, to be honest, I'm really just annoyed. I don't have any alcohol left, and this is an hour that I should have been playing flipping Harry Potter. I should have been playing Hogwarts Legacy. I thought I'll go live for 10 minutes. Charlie, how do?
Yeah, you should buy West Ham Clips' DVD if it's still available. westhamclips.co.uk, I believe is the address. That definitely 1000% definitely supports me. And if you don't want to support me, I would say buy West Ham Clips' DVD at westhamclips.co.uk if it's still available. I don't know if it's still available. They would need to be
probably not still available. Poor bastard. Now he's going to have to print some more, isn't he? But at the end of the season, he'll do another DVD. Actually, I don't know if he'll bother. I mean, this is not a season for a DVD. But, you know, boy's got more DVDs than Son. Is that unacceptable? Can I say that?
Probably not. I think you should probably back down on that one. Should probably back down on that one a little bit.
No, it is still available. It is still available. There's still some clearance.
At westhamclips.co.uk.
Hey, question, Clips. So do you have like a box of them? Do you like produce a whole bunch? Like, I'm genuinely interested in this. If you don't answer me, I will text you another time to find out.
You're in a very business mood today. Do you know what I mean? Asking me about
just curious.
Different financial situation.
Just curious. Charlie says send man baby bells. I hadn't had a baby bell in a long time, to be fair. I saw some in Costco the other day, but
no. Did it taste different in America?
I don't think I've had one in America.
Really?
You know what? The problem is that it's a super difficult question, because really, unless you have an English one,
yes or no,
and an American one,
sure,
and you can genuinely, because I like Doritos. Isn't it? Doritos are literally not made out of the same thing. Like English Doritos, I don't think are made out of corn. I mean, like the texture, like it's literally a different crisp altogether.
Sure.
But it's the sort of thing, unless you've like got the comparison, it's a very difficult to know. But my guess is the English one will taste better, because American confectionery is absolute shite compared to English. The food in general here is better. Like if you go out to a restaurant here, level of food, million times better.
Sure. But
you go to the supermarket and you're paying 3 times more money for a much worse thing.
I was surprised by how much groceries are in America.
So much. When I come back to England, and like whenever I go from one country to the next, I bring a suitcase full of like shit, like to give out to friends and family, American stuff, and
Yeah.
then English. But when I come back this way, it's so much cheaper. So you've packaged and duplicated every single So as in, do you do it to order, or do you get a bunch in? That's what I wanted to know. Like, did you say I'm going to just get 100 and make 100 and hope I sell them, or do you do it per order? That was my question. Wally's saying, Charlie, you're good. Didn't see you typing.
Did Wally hear this at the beginning? Say it loud
No.
for the people at the back, please.
Shall I say?
Say it loud for the people at the back. I just want to hear it for my own sake. We're here. We're here. It's 4:45 in the morning. UK.
I'm going to say it one more time.
I'd quite like to hear it.
Okay. I'm going to say as well to Charlie Boy, that couldn't be truer. Couldn't be truer. The weed in England, never again. Never again. Worthless. Absolutely worthless compared to what's here. What? So right. Although I'm on a sabbatical.
No, really?
No, 6 months. 6 months of no weed here in at home in DFW. If I'm on holiday somewhere, I'm not trying to be productive. I'm away, but it's just a research project. Just to I just want to see if there's any difference. See if I'm more motivated. See if people notice any difference. And also to make sure, even though I still have it here in my bathroom, that I have the ability to it's there, but I can not have it. So yeah, since January 1st, so I've done pretty well.
You still on that diet as well? Or you don't finish with that?
Well, no, I'm not on the diet, but it's changed my lifestyle.
Okay.
Like I've learned a lot. Like it's the first time I've ever done a diet where it's totally changed my mindset, and so I've not got back to being obese again.
Nice. There you go. Good work.
Yeah.
Fair play. Right. I respect it. Don't respect you, but I respect it,
Yeah, it's not too bad.
So anyway, tell everyone how I was correct from the beginning. You just let it loose. Just let the people know.
Clip says he orders a bunch of them at a time and then does a restock every so often. So.
Yeah, by the way, who's that, by the way?
So, Wally, I said earlier on, I've finally come to the conclusion. Actually, let me just refill my drink. I'll be right back.
He's finally come to the conclusion that Charlie Walsh was correct all along, Wally, is what he was going to say. He was going to say that he no longer believes that Iron West have clips, which is just nice to know, that I told him so the entire time. And yet, years of him refusing to acknowledge the truth. And here we are. What I recommend you do, Wally, when the stream's over, or during it, don't mind really, it's no skin off my back. Go back to the beginning. He says it. There's a bunch of stuff about Rebecca in there, but ignore that bit. Talk the bit where he speaks about that specifically. I'd hear it out of the horse's mouth himself. Do you know what I mean? I'm just putting it out there. I'm just putting out there. Pina coladas in Mexican. I don't know if you just hear him screaming in the distance. You can probably hear this. If you can, you're a mug. But, it is what it is. This pina colada guy thing, I did see him tweet about this. I saw a picture of him holding the pina colada, and I saw he said he was on Instagram now, and in the replies was a pina colada thing. Didn't look.
Actually, this is true here. So, Mexican food, I tell you, absolute shite in general. Although this trip to Mexico, I did have some better, but I'm not kidding. We went to a pizza place there's this little island, Holbox, and one of the pizzas that they ordered, crickets and mushrooms on a pizza.
Just get a pepperoni,
Oh, the other pizza was lobster. So
seems excessive, but fair enough.
Yeah, was excessive. I'll be honest, the cricket pizza was probably better.
What did they taste
I would say. The cricket pizza, not bad.
Okay.
So there is on my Snapchat, You have
a Snapchat as well?
Yeah, well, that's something I've always had because with Snapchat, I don't look. The thing with social media is I just don't like to throw shit in people's faces. Snapchat, you have to be the one that clicks on it if you want to see it. So
Sure.
Snapchat, I put stuff on there. When I'm doing fun things, I post it on Snapchat. If people want to click on it and they want to see it, great.
Sure.
If they don't, fine. I'm not forcing it down your throat by putting it on Facebook or Twitter.
Sure. Okay.
So, all right. Wait, my mind is... All right, so here's the beginning. I'm going to do this again. So, I've come to the conclusion, Wally, that West Ham Clips is not Charlie Walsh. It took a long time for me to get to the point, and I'm still there's a fraction of doubt in my mind, you know. But I think at this point, like I've held my hands up.
If you were to put a number on it, if you were to put a number on the fraction,
say 0.001%.
Former maths teacher asked for a fraction. He gives me a decimal point percentage, but that's fine. 0.001. Okay, fair enough. So what you're saying is 99.9999% Charlie was correct.
Yeah, Clips is like Rey Mysterio. The masks don't come off. I love that. It's true. The mask won't come off unless it is off. But I don't think it is anymore. Look, even Clips is shocked. It just got to a point where, you know, I just had to. Both of them claimed that they weren't the other person enough, and it wore me down. It wore me down. But at one point, I was so sure. 99 point.
We were in a pub in King's Cross, and you were telling me how sure you were. It was great.
So sure that there was a certain bit of information that sold it to me, and I'm not even kidding. Whilst waiting for that bit of information, I genuinely started typing you a message saying, I am expecting you to start. I never sent it, but just in case, to cover my bases, I literally had your WhatsApp opened, and I was in the process of sending you a message because I was so convinced that I was about to get a message from you. But, you know, in the end, I'm like, no, I hold my hands up. It probably isn't.
On the 26th of January, I got a message from Adam Frankel. And I just feel like I'm not going to read it all out, but I just feel like this sentence needs hearing.
Well, a message, before you read it out,
go on.
A message that I don't think you even fucking bothered to reply to.
I did not reply to, and I've been meaning to for like 3 weeks, but I haven't done it yet. FYI, I get it. I was wrong. That's all I needed. And I saw it, and I went, I need to reply to this. This is urgent. It's almost a month later, and I haven't done it, and I apologise for that.
Yeah.
But
a month.
Let's just let that settle in. Let's just let that settle in. It was the 26th. It's the 21st. Do the maths. FYI, I get it. I was wrong.
All right. I was, most likely wrong. Most likely. Lee, it's good to see you. Hey, Lee, as a Leeds fan, who do you think is more likely to go down here? West Ham or Leeds?
I still think neither. I said this on the disabled team a couple of weeks ago. I still think neither will go down. I think both are good enough to. I think out of the teams, out of that collection of teams who are around down there, I think Leeds and West Ham are two of the better teams down there. I think Bournemouth are more likely to go down. I think Southampton are more likely to go down. I think Everton are going to have a battle on their hands. Wolverhampton and Leicester are pretty good, but they're going to have to scrap. Then you're looking as high as Forest and Palace. Forest aren't good enough, but have sort of something going on. Palace should be good enough, but are crap.
I don't know. I mean, I also, although I will say I was a little bit disappointed to see Leeds. I mean, like Leeds. Here's the thing that's worrying about Leeds. You know, like you hire an American and you sign the national team. Basically, you make it your MO. I'm going to sign the national team. Mm-hmm. Now, as a person living in America, I can tell you, delusion of grandeur is insane. They are convinced that the players that play for their national team are world beaters. Convinced.
Sure.
Whereas in reality, no offense to my friend who plays on the team, Championship team. Championship team. So, yeah, I mean, have Leeds got a new manager yet? Have they found someone?
Still looking.
Why fire a guy? Why let him sign more players in January and then fire him when you haven't got someone lined up? That just seems so stupid.
I don't know. I don't know. It feels a little bit mad to me. Well, they had Lee. Lee will know better than I will, but and anyone who watches the disabled team, which everyone should definitely subscribe to.
Yeah, subscribe to the disabled team.
Would know better than that as well. I remember listening to Stuart from the disabled team talking about it on a video once, but I think they had someone. I think they did have a manager lined up, and then the fans said no, and so they backed out of it. But I can't remember who it was.
Oh,
Someone from Spain, maybe.
Someone was linked. Yeah, there was a big name there was a name that was like massively linked, but I think they decided to rule themselves out rather than. I can't remember.
I'm trying to remember what it was, and I know they were linked with the same manager we were, West Brom's manager, Cobraham. I think is how you pronounce it. Who used to be Leeds. I think he was an assistant. He's the assistant to Marcelo Bielsa, I think.
Who, Benito Carboni?
No. What is his? I think his
Apparently
name's
him.
Yeah, Galar. Yeah. That's the name I was thinking of.
Oh, that's the last name of my ex. Ugh.
Marcelo.
No Gallardo. Yeah, Leeds or Southampton, one of them might get. I mean, Leeds need a new manager first if they're going to be able to get the bounce. Probably should hire someone.
Southampton got a new manager yet?
Who did they just fire? Nathan Jones.
Yeah.
Southampton manager. Look at this. All of the news. No,
they don't. They've still got a caretaker as well. Don't know what's going to happen there either.
I mean, there's just so many teams without managers. So
I do find it interesting. I mean, I know why. Obviously, Leeds went about the business the way they did, but like, I do find it interesting if you're gonna bring together a national team in a club squad, you do it with the one that quite infamously blew up at the World Cup in a fairly spectacular way. It seems slightly. It seems an interesting decision to make. I mean, to be fair, they seem to have signed none of the players that seem to have problems at the World Cup, but at the same time,
I would say, who West Ham should sign. I mean, I'm a bit biased. It's some insider trading information, but there's a young lad who used to play here at FC Dallas. He went to Roma. He's out on loan in Belgium at the moment. Called Brian Reynolds. He's a right back, fast, like pacey right back, good crosser of the ball. He gets up and down. His fitness is great. Like a player like that would be interesting for West Ham, and he'd be available because Roma, Mourinho. I mean, Mourinho hates. I've heard some stories about Mourinho. I mean, I can tell you, he's like, yeah, what you see of Mourinho, like, that's him. He's a cunt.
sure.
Yeah, he likes who he likes, and Lucas is here. Woo! Good to see you, Lucas. Hope everyone is well. That's like the Russ Budden and Jake Cox introduction to every single show. Hi, I hope you are well. I hope you are well. God, I hate that introduction. It's so boring.
Okay. Your boy is playing with your boy Brian Reynolds is playing with Chadley, formerly of West Bromwich Albion fame, of course.
Wasn't he at Tottenham?
He was at Tottenham as well, but
Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know he was playing there. And another one, I was just chatting on the phone yesterday with another lad who's at the moment there, kind of on loan, on a trial, about to sign. He's a midfielder. He was telling me, they've got a good team. Is it Westerlo? Is that where he's at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got another American called Griffin Yao. I
don't know who that is.
Don't know. He played for DC. That's why.
I'm sure I probably revealed my Wayne Rooney story before on here. Not me, but like a guy I know who played with him. Happy I checked I'm happy you did as well. Probably not the subscription that you expected to be live and running. Right. God, that's probably a terrible choice of words from me right there. Shit. But yeah, every now and then I like to go live. You know, it's rare, it's few and far between. You know, give a little toast to Peach. Big up everyone in the building. Big up Clips, big up Wally, big up Charlie Boy, big up Lucas, big up Lee, big up the disabled team. What I said at the beginning of this, before anyone was listening, in May, the subscription for StreamYard for West Ham Random runs out. When I looked to go to the free thing, it said that we're going to lose a bunch of uploaded stuff. So I just want people, like if I don't know, does that matter?
The YouTube videos should stay, but the
The
back
YouTube
end
videos should
stuff,
stay.
the back end stuff on StreamYard will disappear.
Does it matter? Is there anything on StreamYard that we know of that should be saved? Any ideas?
Not that I know of.
Well, if anyone wants it, look, I'll happily give out the access to it all to anyone. It's fine by me. I've got there's a Gmail address for West Ham Random and the StreamYard. I tried to give it to Budgie the other day, and I had to log in, and I was in Mexico, so I couldn't get it figured out. But yeah, anyone that wants it to check it out, you're welcome. Just message me, and I'll give it to you privately. I don't want to put that, live on YouTube.
I didn't realize Seb Legit is playing at FC Dallas at the moment.
Mate, I've been trying to get him to come to the pub to watch West Ham. His missus is like this famous singer as well. She's like she's fit. Becky G, her name is. But I chatted to him, like the first time I met him, he'd actually sent me a video before because Jesus had been.
I remember that. That was when they were playing for national team.
Yeah, on national team. He sent me a video. So when I met him for the first time, I talked to him and I was like, I've got to ask you. And I talked about the FA Cup game, and he's like, honestly, he's like, it is. I can't believe that West Ham fans still even remember that. It's crazy to me how iconic that moment was that people actually remember. And then he is like, but yeah, he just fucked us off totally. He didn't give us any team instruction. We didn't even know we were playing the game until just before, there was no, basically it was, we were just put to the sword from the beginning. It was just, he was, he has zero to say about, he has zero good things to say about Sam Allardyce.
It was a rough game.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, that's the reason everyone reminds it is because one, it was the one time he actually bothered and played to all the youth players. Two, we lost 5-0. Yeah. And three, it was the one game that was picked for the BBC that day.
Yeah.
Of all things, it was the most successful game. We never get picked for it.
My brags aren't normally humble either, Lucas. I know, I'm a disgrace. Probably is. We haven't changed the password, Charlie boy. I don't know. I mean, look. I don't know. Of course, I want him to do well. He's my boy, but that haircut. I don't know if you've seen in social media, but he's dyed his hair white. I mean, I hadn't seen him much lately, but I was at dinner with him yesterday, and I was like, mate, please tell me you're gonna grow out this sheep thing that you've got going on in your hair. He's like, well, a lot of people were telling me they like it. I was like, do you like it? I was like, well, it does fuck my hair up because it makes it all but yeah. He's a good player.
There was a player who used to play for the US national team. I'm trying to look for his name now. He's a midfielder, centre mid. He was fairly decent. I think I want to say he played for LA Galaxy at the time, maybe. Trying to remember his name, but he had that sort of bleach.
Zardes. He's more of a forward, but he had a bleach mohawk thing.
But I don't remember. But I
Brek
remember.
Shea? No,
it definitely wasn't Brek Shea. But he was. I remember seeing an interview of him, and they asked him about it.
Lucas says Carl Beckerman.
I don't remember. But he said he had it like that because it meant that his parents and his grandparents, when they came to the game and watched it on television, could pick him out, because otherwise they wouldn't be able to pick him out. And so he said that's why he kept it. Which is a logical reason, to be fair.
That is amazing.
I can't remember who it was though. I'm like looking through the national team to see if I can remember any of them. But
West Ham transitioned into US. Yeah, we did. I mean, look, the US team. I hope that Pepe gets back in favour. He's working hard in the Eredivisie, whatever you call it.
Love that.
But Groningen is doing good. Lucas is saying, Charlie, what years are we talking? Yeah,
we're talking 5 years ago, 4 years ago.
So he had a bleach. Is he white or black?
Black, but it was like, and it was completely bleach blonde, as far as I remember. As far as I remember.
Was he like a hard tackler? He's like, I feel like this is on the tip of my tongue.
The thing is, even if you said his name, I probably
I don't think it was. I don't think it's Kellen. I don't think it is.
Even if you said his name, I might not be able to remember it. But if I saw his face,
I think I will. Hang on, let me see. USMNT 2016. I'm going to go. I'm just going to pull up a team, because there's a guy who is in my mind. If I see his name, then maybe. Could it be like older?
It was definitely. He was probably in his 20s about 5 years ago. I don't know where in his 20s, but he wasn't super young, but he definitely wasn't past it. It was like prime years.
Is he still playing?
Wasn't DeAndre Yedlin? There wasn't DeAndre Yedlin.
No, I nearly said Yedlin as well, but I was like, no, I don't think it.
I remember Yedlin because obviously he played in Prem.
Yeah.
My gut says this person never played in the Premier League, because
that's not who I'm thinking. Unless it was Beckerman.
Also, just to be clear, this isn't the person. I'm looking down the list of appearances for most USMNT appearances. I just want to give him a shout. Shout out DeMarcus Beasley. It wasn't Beasley. I just remembered he existed. Shout out DeMarcus Beasley.
Jones. Is it what is it, Jones?
What's his name?
Jermaine Jones? No, I don't know if it is him.
Nah.
Played for LA Galaxy though.
No,
but
he has a cool header.
That's not who I was thinking either, I don't think. There's like a central defensive midfielder that I'm trying to work out.
I think my gut says he played for LA. I'm pretty certain he played. I'm sure I can see him in the white shirt of LA Galaxy in my head.
Beasley?
Sure. Nah. Weren't DeMarcus Beasley. Just shout out DeMarcus Beasley. Get him on FIFA Street.
No, I think I'm too far back.
It's not Acosta.
This is so annoying. I'm really like, I
want to say the interview was maybe on, maybe Copper 90, maybe. That's a shout potentially. I don't know.
Right, let's try Copper 90 USM national team midfielder hair. Oh God, it's not this guy. That was a bad search. I'm going to say that has not helped at all.
It wasn't Clint Dempsey.
Obviously, it wasn't Clint Dempsey. I mean, have a word with yourself. Right, World Cup qualifiers. Let's look at a lineup from a random match here. Nope.
Might not be Copper Night, just in my head. It's probably.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm just gonna give up.
If I remember, I'll say it, but
yeah, but now this is really annoying. Like, are you sure it wasn't like older?
Now you've given up on the clips thing. I have to annoy you somehow. No. He was definitely he was definitely in about his 20s 5 years ago, or whenever the interview was. I reckon the interview was between the years of probably 2017 to 2018 ish kind of times. And I reckon if you asked me to put an exact age on it, I would have said he probably would have been about 25.
Tim Weir?
Not Tim Weir.
No, I mean, I'm looking
double
at
check.
I'm looking at 2018 when they played against England.
No, it wasn't Tim Weir. I recognise him.
Unless it was Kellen Acosta. As Kellen Acosta, but I don't recall Kellen Acosta ever having stupid hair.
I'm looking at Kevin. I don't recognise Acosta. It could be him, but I don't recognise him.
I'm gonna try. This is crazy. DeMarcus Beasley got caught having a piss. Yeah, that's funny. It's definitely not Chris. No, you're right. It isn't. Graham Zuzi. See you later, Wally. I mean, a bit disappointing that you're leaving us. Graham Zuzi. Graham Zuzi.
What a name.
And I'm going to write blonde.
Nah.
Was it blonde? He said, oh, no, it's not.
Yeah, it was like bleach. It was like that sort of bleach blondie. Kind of similar to how Ferreira has at the moment.
Oh, maybe it's... Hang on. I've just seen a picture of... oh, no, that's... No, that's... Are you sure it's not Zardes?
Let me have a look. I didn't Google him.
Because Zardes is literally the first player that I said.
I'm going to assume it's spelled like that.
I'm going to like share... Oh my God. Right, I'm going to show you. I wasn't
Googling the names at the time. All
right.
Like I said, I wouldn't recognize the name, but I'd recognize the face. And maybe... Has he got an interview on LA?
Okay. Him?
Yeah, it feels like it could be him, you know. He played for LA Galaxy as well.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's why he's in an LA Galaxy shirt in the fucking picture, Charlie.
He's only gone and found the interview. Yes, that is Zardes. It's Zardes. He did a FIFA.
Oh, it is?
5 years ago. Bro,
I'm
a genius.
So his grandmother can easily spot him.
Pow.
Yeah.
Memories. There
so,
you go.
Yeah. It's all right. Literally the first player that I said.
Yeah, and I told you I wouldn't remember their names. I'd have to... And then once I started Googling it, we found it. And what was it, 5 years ago? How old was he 5 years ago? 25. Thank you very much. Charlie Walsh, genius level intellect.
Retard level intellect.
Plays in Texas
fun, Wally.
now.
See you, Wally. We love you. He what?
He plays in Texas.
Does he?
He plays for Austin. As opposed to Dallas. Plays for Austin.
I didn't even know that. Austin have got a good team, actually. And they're like, oh yeah, we got MLS. Here's a crazy... So MLS starts soon. FC Dallas are at home against Minnesota United on Saturday night. And on Saturday morning, I fly into Minnesota. And the match is in Dallas. One of my friends was over earlier on, and I said to him, I'm like, hey, I'm flying into Minnesota for your game. Another one of the players on the team. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, oh, I'll be in Minnesota, like, for the game. He's like, we're not playing in Minnesota. I was like, yeah, I know. I'm not going to the game. Funny. I'm hilarious.
Yeah, you have your moments.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to see Muse, one of the best bands of all time. I mentioned it earlier.
You're going to see them in Minnesota?
One of my friends got a suite up there for the. Right. He's a degenerate gambler. He's not famous. He's just a degenerate gambler. And the casino were like, "Hey, there's a rock band coming from England. No one wants to go. Do you want 4 tickets in a suite?" So I'm literally already going to see them the following Friday here in Dallas with my pastor. Fun fact. Last time Muse came to Dallas, Me and my pastor of the church, we were in seats. We got hooked up with like these VIP seats. We both snapped our seats by bouncing on them. And we were like, next time we are going to be standing. But this is cool. Guess who? The opening band is Evanescence.
No. It's...
Yeah. Evanescence. Opening.
What a combo.
I'm looking forward to it, to be honest. I can't wake up.
It's the one Evanescence song I know.
I was this song. I can't believe I'm gonna see.
It's the only
Without a
Evanescence I
run,
know.
without a run. Don't let me die. There must be something. All right, anyway.
It's the one Evanescence song I know. I don't know any other song. What a banger!
They don't
though. What
have
an
another
absolute
song.
scream.
They're just gonna play that motherfucker on
What an
repeat.
absolute scream! I have vivid memories of the first ever WWE show I went to. Was a house show, a non-televised show, at what used to be called the London Arena. It doesn't exist anymore. It was where the London ice hockey team used to play. It was in the Docklands. It got changed to the Docklands Arena for a while as well.
I remember.
Yeah. And they did. I saw a SmackDown non-televised show there, and they were playing that before the wrestling started. And whenever I think about Evanescence, Bring Me to Life, I think about specifically being about. It must have been about 7, 5, 8, something like that. I don't remember. Maybe a bit older, 9, 10. Going to that show and just what a song! Thinking it was the best song of all time. I fucking love that song, man.
It is a band. I can't wait to see it live. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's gonna be fun.
It's
And I mean, the
screamer.
one because obviously the Muse show in Minnesota, I'm not going to be here in DFW, so that's going to be a different experience. I'm going to be, I'm not going to be enjoying it the same way as when I'm with my pastor at the show here in Fort Worth.
Sure.
But yeah, look, Lucas can't. What's your team, Luke? What's Lucas's MLS team? Do you know?
No.
I feel like I should know this. What's your MLS team? There are always goals. Zardes and Malapa. I don't know who that is. I think you mean Mariappa. The Watford slapper.
Adrian, I tell you what. Here's my name drop. I had a lovely conversation with Adrian Mariappa once. He's a very nice man.
Like in real life, or
yeah. I worked a party thing at Watford Stadium a couple of years ago. This was Christmas 2019. Was it Christmas 2019, 2018, one or two? Don't remember which. I spoke to a couple of the Watford footballers, Watford players, but he was a really nice guy. He was very, very polite.
Wow.
Not that any of the others weren't, but he just was very polite. And I was like, fair play. I've always liked him since.
Yeah, good luck. Hang on, I thought Charlie Boy was in New York. What have I missed?
Charlie Boy's moved down to Florida now, which is why he keeps going wrestling, because they're obviously down there a lot, because that's where they're based, do a lot of stuff down there.
I actually, in the summer, one of my boys has just signed for the Orlando. So Orlando have got the MLS has got an MLS Next, just like wrestling.
Sure.
And so it's the younger players that are good. So one of my boys, he just signed for the Orlando second team. So I'll be in Orlando sometime in the summer. Zardes, let's see. That being clipped. I don't know what's being clipped. Oh, local is DC United. So, Nashville. I've actually got, look who's here. Richard Cox. Look at that. Good to see you, mate. We were just talking about Jake earlier on.
Adam was being Adam.
I was giving Jake some abuse about him and Russ Budden's greeting. Someone in the chat said, "I hope you are well," and I was like, "Oh, it's Jake and Russ's catchphrase." So yeah. Oh God, and Lucas is at it as well. Morning, Rich. Hope all is well. Why do people say that? Who actually says that in real life? When did you see a person in real life and say, oh, hey, how's it going, mate? Hope all is well. Like, no one says that. Do they?
I mean, no one's ever said it to me.
Exactly. When did it become the YouTube greeting? I'm not a YouTube person, so I might have missed the memo. But when? That was a question, Charlie.
I don't know. When I jump into a chat, I hope everyone's well. But I say I
Do
hope
you
everyone's
say that
well.
as well?
I don't say hope. I don't
everyone's
say
well.
I don't say hope all is well. I say hope everyone's well.
Oh,
Used to say that. When I'd go into American Hammers chats, you just hope everyone's well, and then you move on. You know what I mean? You know.
So hang on. So I've got a shirt from a Nashville player in my friend of a friend. Friend of a friend. Yeah, I mean it is. I guess it's match worn. Yeah, I don't.
I guess. Maybe.
I assume it is, but because I don't care, I wear it and wash it. It doesn't mean anything to me. Like the match worn shirts, the shirts of my actual friends. I have a room, like a spare bedroom in my house, where basically I pinned up a whole bunch of jerseys, including like there's the Lanzini one's still framed and just lying against the wall over there.
Of course,
I still haven't put that up.
Of course, it is.
Maybe I'll put that in the shirt room. But I decided because I've got a lot of friends who play, and I thought what would be nice in one of my guest bedrooms is I literally just hang like shirts all around the bedroom, and it's just like my football shirt themed room. So I've got like just a bunch of friends. They're mostly shit teams, like because most of my friends are not superstars, and the ones that are really good are selfish pricks who won't give me the shirts that I want. So, because that's how it works.
Name and shame. Come on.
Jesus Ferreira. I mean, I've done so much for that selfish prick, and I know it's true. Shit. Like I've done so much for him, and here's an example. So the kid's on a lot of money. We're talking well over 7 figures a year. So we go out for dinner last night. We get a shared appetizer. He gets a meal. I get a meal. I pay for the shared appetizer, despite the fact he's on 20 times more money than me. And I said to him, since he started playing, in fact, when I got my Lanzini shirt framed, me and him went together, and he got his debut US jersey framed with me at the same time. Since then, whenever Lanzini scored that goal, I've been saying to him, mate, please will you give me one of your US jerseys? Like I just want one of your US shirts. I don't ask you for much. You call me all the time and ask me like, hey, is this junk mail or is this real that I have to deal with? You call me, hey, if I pay my credit card now, I'm 24-hour on call for your retard questions, and you won't even give me one of your bastard shirts. So yeah, that's my rant. So Lucas
with Adam Frankel.
So Lucas, don't bother like shouting for him to be the starter for the US men's national team. Sod him.
All goodwill gone because Frankel didn't get a shirt. I will say, you basically refused to accept money for me when we met up. I tried, and you outwardly refused for a long time.
Well, look,
so I'll give you that much.
The sort of person I am, like I am a generous person. Like I'm only saying those words because I'm a few drinks in. I am, and I don't ask for a lot of things because I love to help people. That is my nature. That's who I am, and I love to. And I get enjoyment out of I wear free clothes that I steal from Dude Perfect's headquarters. I don't spend money on things. So I like to spend money on my friends. So when I ask for one tiny little thing, a shirt that you have plenty of, that, costs you nothing, is it too hard? I mean, this is a kid who every single FC Dallas game, mate, do you have a ticket for me for the game? Oh, I'll let you know. So he gives me one every time. but he don't give it to me until 2 hours before the match. Rant over. Anyway, what's going on in the chat? Everyone's talking about each other. Lucas is about to go to bed, but not yet. Me and Charlie shake hands. Charlie and the other bloke. The other bloke. Come on, Richard. Come on, old boy. Don't be like that. No, it's not Walker Zimmerman, actually. That's a good shout because he played for FC Dallas. See if you can guess. I did. Look, that's just,
It's the one thing I'll give him credit on. I won't give him credit on much. He outwardly refused money for a long, long time, and I went for it. Hey Fresh. I went for it, and he outwardly refused it.
Yeah, and good old Richard will have one of those stories as well, but he just won't post it. Just, it's fine.
Now you're fishing for good stories about yourself.
Well, I'm nearly ready to get another drink. Let me actually. I think the shirt's out here. I'm be honest. I tell you who it is, but I can't remember the guy's name.
Wow.
So I know it's really bad.
It's just disgraceful behaviour. It's the kind of level of, it's the kind of impact you have on Frankel's life. Forgets you instantaneously if you don't give him free stuff. It's just a disgrace. It's just a disgrace.
Yeah, I remember. I just washed it because I wore it to play pickleball the other day. So we'll find out together. I think it's Nashville. This is Nashville, right? Yeah, Nashville. Let's see. And it is. Oh yeah, Dax. That's it. Dax McCarty. Used to play for the US team as well. Yeah. So there we go. Oh, no way. Look. If you'd have typed it, then I would have said yes. Like I'd have known if you'd have put it there. I just couldn't remember. Actually, yeah, that's true. I'd forgotten about that. Yeah, I'm not. What the hell? Yeah, when shit went down, the first thing I did, I don't know. I don't often do this, but yeah, I did. The first, I just contacted Charlie. Like I sent him a message, and I'm like, "Hey, can I can I help you? Like, is there like?" And Charlie boy was like, "No, I'm good. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, but like, no, we good." But and then here we go. Look, there we go. Look, I've got people's jerseys. I mean, look, I'm basically a minor celebrity at this point. Yeah.
There it goes, ladies and gentlemen.
I just keep drinking. All right. So here we go. I'm going to do a quick survey for the people here. Do I get another drink or end the stream and play half an hour on Harry Potter?
I think you should. I think you should end the stream and play Harry Potter for half an hour because you'll regret it otherwise.
Will I though?
Yeah, probably. You'll probably be like,
I don't have regrets.
You're enjoying showing off too much, maybe potentially, but
The cherry at the end. That's what makes it. Yeah, it is. Oh, mate, you play Hogwarts Legacy.
I told you, people messaging me about him.
It is so good. I'm not kidding. I'm 22 hours into the game, and it's so good. What's good about it is it like there's so many things to do. Like God of War, great game, had a great time. Where are you going? Oh, see you, Charlie. I don't get the reference. Apparently that's funny. I don't really get the reference. Also, it's FC Dallas clips, not Dallas FC. It's FC Dallas. You're not. Okay. Were you actually a Hufflepuff? Are you? Because true story. I put the sorting hat on, and they ask you the questions, and the sorting hat tried to put me in Hufflepuff, and I told the sorting hat where to go. I was like, hell no, I'm a Gryffindor. Hufflepuff. I am Gryffindor always. So I had to go Gryffindor. I'm not being a Hufflepuff. They're irrelevant. I still don't get the reference. So if someone can explain that to me. I don't know if it's the alcohol or just because I'm not up with current affairs. But yeah, there's so much to do. So I was roaming the world, Lucas, but let me give you a bit of advice. Because I don't Google any of this shit. I'll give you a bit of advice. I was roaming the world a lot. And then I realized that there's so much that you unlock by doing a little bit more of the main that it's like, damn, I'm going to have to roam it all over again if I'm not careful. So I needed, so I've done some of the main things and unlocked a little bit more so that as I roam, there's more I can do. Because I kept on, for example, you see a bunch of like cute little beasts and you go up to them and you cast spells on them and stuff and they don't do anything. And then you get to a point where you realize, oh, now the beasts do something. I should have roamed a little less and done a little more so that now it's worth it. And the broom, how have you not got your broom yet? Damn, I've had my broom for a while. But I think different houses get it at different times. Charlie boy, I'm going to say, look, the books, I don't read a ton, but the Harry Potter books are my favorite books in the whole wide world. I love the Harry Potter books. I recommend it so much. We do need Quidditch, but the damn headmaster has banned it. The idiot headmaster. What a dick he is. I don't think we'll get to play, although maybe later on. Who knows? I'm very impressed with the game. I can't say enough. So I've done like the real surveys on Pottermore. You know, there's a whole Harry Potter website called Pottermore. And so in real life, I did that and I knew I was a Gryffindor, which is why I picked Gryffindor. Anyway, sorry, we should be talking more about West Ham than Harry Potter. But we've kind of covered West Ham. There's really not much. And the truth is, the game is so much better than West Ham. It's true. Yeah. Here's the funny spot. One of my friends on Facebook, I say friends, I don't know him that well. He's one of these people who, with the Harry Potter game, I think you know what's coming. Is it too controversial? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to say it anyway. You know, you've got these people who are like, I'm not playing the Harry Potter game because I stand with the A, B, C, D, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, you know.
Adam Frankel really has had a couple of drinks.
So,
my man is out here and he's decided that everyone's going to get it.
Well, look, I'm an equal opportunity abuser. And I abuse myself more than anyone. And look, hey, I'm the first person to look. I'm all about equality, 100%. I mean, I'm not absolutely, human. People are free to do what they want to do. Just don't. If it don't hurt anyone else, we're all good. But like, don't boycott a game because the author of the Harry Potter books said something that you don't like. Like, grow up.
I think it's fine.
Grow up.
I think she's a dickhead, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
I just think if you want to do it or not, it's up to you.
But the thing is, it's like, it's almost as bad as saying, "Oh, I don't like our owners, so I'm never going to go to another game."
People have that stance. I think it's. I stopped. I let go of my season ticket because of them. I would go to games though.
Oh.
But I just get one from someone.
I think Charlie's a Hufflepuff.
What was I when I did it?
How am I going to know?
I'm trying to remember. I might have been Hufflepuff,
What is your... Unless you're someone who doesn't give out free shirts. I do give out free shirts. They're mainly Do Perfect shirts that I just take because they've got so much merch. So, but yeah, I do give out free shirts. So, what clips? What's your Harry Potter house? Yeah, you're right.
This is
Are
like
they
going for me.
skips? Are they prawn
No.
cocktail skips?
No,
Oh
Pom Bears.
my word! I haven't had Pom Bears in years.
Got Pom Bears and minstrels.
Charlie, that's not a good diet, son.
It's not, but it's. I can't. I need to cook something, but I'm on here, so I can't.
That's fair. Hey, Paul. Good to see you, old boy. All right. Donkey's story. All right, I've got one for you. So he's so Luka Doncic just doesn't give a shit. He's one of these people who is so good at what he does. Like this guy, he's one of the best. But I don't care about basketball. All right, Luka Doncic, incredible basketball player. The guy just eats pizza before a game. Don't give a shit. Just doesn't care because he's that good. He's got that same attitude. And I'm going to tell you now, Jesus Ferreira, same attitude. This kid, I've got a friend from Minnesota that last season when Minnesota United came down, like I've introduced them and they have a bit of banter. So we go out for dinner before the game. All right? We go for a dinner. Me, Jesus Ferreira, my friend David, we're going to watch the game. We go to an all-you-can-eat Brazilian steakhouse. He drives from the Brazilian steakhouse to the stadium to play in a match. That was his pre-match meal. An all-you-can-eat Brazilian steakhouse. And I'm literally, before we go, I'm like, mate, I really don't think this is a good idea. And my other friend who supports the team he's playing, he's like, no, this is a really good idea. I'll pay for your food. Like, you should definitely come. We've got a better one. So there's a Fogo de Chao here, but we've got like an independent place called EG, and it's not a chain, so the quality is just better. It's like family owned, and you know, when I was obese, I went there way too much. I still, to be honest, go there way too much. If any of you ever come visit me, I will take you to EG Steak. But yeah, me and Jesus would go a lot. But yeah, pre-match meal, because he's like, it doesn't matter. I can eat this and I'll still be better than everyone else on the field. And that's the Luka Doncic mentality as well. I would also assume it's the Ravel Morrison mentality. So make of that what you like. Probably also the Mason Greenwood mentality.
Well, I mean, what's his name? Morrison's got different problems, but you know.
What's his problem?
And Greenwood has significantly different problems. But Morrison has a different problem. It's not really. Maybe he does not take any of that sort of stuff seriously, but his is all off the field stuff. You know? Well, he's the perfect example. I have this conversation comes up a lot, right, with people.
Really?
Talking about how, like, talking about player potential and, like, youth players. And you know how we've sold all the youth players this season, and it's a pain in the ass, and I hate it, right?
Oh, I hate it so much.
Often the response comes back to me, oh, but who have we sold that's gone on to do anything? And I'm like, Ravel Morrison is the perfect example of showing someone who has all of the potential in the world, and if he was just in a slightly different scenario, would be an absolute well beater. But he gets put in a scenario, he can't deal with it, and then that happens, right? All of these players that we've lost, potential player growth is not a straight line. Yeah. They don't go from where they are to being where they are definitely going to be 100%, no matter what the journey is. It can affect everything.
Yeah, of course it does. And can. I mean, it's insane. I didn't know Ravel Morrison was at DC United. That's insane. I guess Wayne Rooney's manager, so he's just like bringing in. But Wayne Rooney also like nut job. You know, like he tried to. When he was at, I don't know if I've told this story before, but when he was the manager at Derby, a lad that I know here, who he played with at DC United, he literally, so this guy gets a call on his WhatsApp, and he's like he didn't know the number, so he ignored it. Called again, ignored it. Gets a message. This is Wazza. Like, answer the call. So he's like, the fuck? Wayne Rooney's calling me. Okay. So calls again. It's like 3 or 4 in the morning, UK time. And Wayne Rooney is like, He sounded like he was smashed. Oh, might be who I'm talking about. Is who I'm talking about. Fuck it. So Paul's like, so he's like, Paul, like, would you come to Derby? Like, I need players. He's like, how much do you want? So he tells him, it's like, all right, I think I can do that. He's like, look, you can stay at my house with me and Colleen. Like, you can live with me, and I'll pay you some of the money. Like, he will literally pay him out of his own pocket because Derby had no money. And Paul's like, all right, I'm open to it, but DC United, because Wayne Rooney was at DC United and then went to Derby, and they had an agreement. Derby didn't pay DC United for Wayne Rooney. Like, they literally were like, no, we're not paying you. So DC United were like, nah, we are not doing any business with them. Fuck them. So they wouldn't let him go. But yeah, crazy story.
I mean, to be fair, when Rooney was at Derby, that was just a mess of a club.
Yeah, it really was. It really is a mess of a club.
In so many ways.
But when DC come here, actually, though, that'll be pretty cool. I'll definitely make sure I try and get here for that, because if he comes, because obviously he knows Paul and that might be good. It might give me a chance to meet Wayne Rooney. Yeah. Clip's dying here. It's Wazza answer the phone. It's like, what geez is Wazza answer the fucking phone? Yeah, you need to go see some MLS, Charlie boy. But it's mental. Like, when you see it, I've ranted about this before, but the craziest thing is, like, in American sports, it's the only place in the world, in the first world anyway, slavery is 100% legal. Like, I don't know how it's allowed. Like in American sports, the way they get around it, the way they get around slavery, is you sign a contract with the MLS, not with your club. The club ratifies it. But because you've signed a contract with the MLS, they got back, so the FC Dallas team, they got back from a trip from Spain where they did pre-season. 3 a.m, they say to a lad I know, sorry mate, we've just traded you to Toronto. You have to go tomorrow. Like, this motherfucker's got a girlfriend, a house, his family, his parents. He's from here. He lives here. He's lived here for 5 years. And the next day, not only is he's moving to another fucking country. Like, now he lives. Tomorrow you live in Canada, and you don't get a pay rise because you're on your MLS contract. So, like, you don't get paid anything different. You literally just don't work in this country anymore. Like, it's absolutely slavery. But I'm sure athletes can't come out and talk about it. They don't get a say. It's not like in Europe where a player can say no. You don't get a choice. It's
no reason. Like, surely, I mean, how old was he?
He's 23, I think.
Would it be the same for someone like? Would it be the same for an older player?
Yeah, another lad I know, friend of a friend, Ryan Hollinshead, same thing. Last year, same thing. Another friend of mine who played, and I think I've said this before as well. Another friend of mine who now plays for FC Dallas. He played for LAFC. He was their starting fullback. Just moved into a new apartment. Second day in his brand new apartment that he's signed a year's lease at, he gets a call from the owner. He's like, "Oh, hey Marco, how's it going?" He's like, "Oh yeah, really good. How are you?" He's like, "Hey, we've just traded you to Dallas, so you need to go tomorrow." He's like, "Oh," like, it's fucked. Like, it's unbelievable that in America they can do that. Like, it's like, but I guess, imagine though, if you're an athlete and you come out and you say about it, you're going to be crucified because you get paid really good money. But it's like, oh, well, you're a highly paid slave, so slavery is okay. Fuck no. Like I get so angry about it because I think it's so unfair. Like I think it's so wrong that in American professional sports, and it happens in every professional sport, when trades happen here, the players have no say whatsoever. It's crazy.
I mean, it happens, right? It happens here to some extent, in that players just get told that they're going, sort of thing, but they can stop it from happening. It just means it will cause problems, but they can stop it from happening.
But the thing is,
although that's a rare case scenario. Sort of.
But the difference there is that the player has to agree personal terms. The player has to agree to a contract. You know, here the player doesn't get any choice whatsoever. And not only does the player not get a choice, but doesn't even get a pay rise. They're just on the same contract
That's the mad bit, yeah.
as if they'd still been here. And here, like, inmates make stuff big. No surprise. I mean, look, I love living in America, but there are some things in this country that is so messed up.
They have a wage cap, right?
Pardon?
They have a wage cap, right?
They do, but they have designated players, which mean that they're not included.
Like your Beckhams and your Henrys
and your Jesus Ferreras.
Oh, is he a designated player?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. What is the wage cap?
I don't know. I've not seen it in a Miami kit, but yeah, Beckham owns it. In fact, like, I was in Miami before the Do Perfect cruise, and there was a yacht right outside our hotel, and I Googled it, and it was the Beckham's yacht. We were like, imagine seeing Posh Spice with her tits out, just like in the, yeah, that would have been a.
The Inter Miami kit's black and pink, right? I think I used to use it on FIFA. I think it's black and pink.
I don't know.
I was here for it.
Charlie boy, here we go. Yeah, so you're right. In the major sports, the good players can have a trade clause in their contract where they get a say. The best players. I don't think in the MLS that happens. But you're right. The big players in like football and basketball, they do have that. But that's only the top players. You know, most players don't. Yeah, look, Lucas said that as well. So only the really good players get it. But it's, you know, we're talking like the 0.1% of professional athletes. But I don't know. For me, just it's a human rights thing. Like, I just don't think. Like, I really just hate things that I feel like are just injustice and just things that are not fair. You know, and for me, like, it's not right that you can upend someone's life for business. You know, like, yes, they're professional athletes, but it's still their job. You know, they're just doing a job. You wouldn't go into work one day and they tell you, hey, you know, imagine going to your job in London and they're like, yeah, you live in Croatia now. See ya. Like, no. Sorry, you signed a contract with the company, and so now you're a slave to the company. But it's crazy to me. Wow, look at this. Damn, I did not know that. 30 cents an hour to inmates for. I didn't know that. It doesn't even surprise me. The everything in this country is a mess, really. I mean, education, it's all about money. Education's a mess. The healthcare is a mess. The politics is a mess. Children getting killed in school is a mess. We shouldn't get started. I've already been deported once. I don't need another one. I really like living here as well. I don't want to move back to England. I really am happy in this place.
Just rock up to that embassy with the weird building, shirt, suit and tie like you did last time.
Oh, yeah, that's where I was. And then walk 4 miles to come and meet you in North London.
What a mistake. What a walk that way. Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
I love the day.
I wasn't wearing a suit and tie, though, was I?
No, you didn't do that time. You said
no,
I
did. The first time I did because I thought that it was an actual interview. I didn't realize it was a bank teller. I didn't realize that you go through 6 months of being an illegal immigrant, deportation letters, 30 grand in legal fees to show up to a fucking bank teller interview where they just ask you 3 questions and give you a 5-year visa. You know, even my lawyers had no idea. They were expecting like a proper interview. They briefed me on questions. They were as surprised as me. Wow, I didn't know there was a Netflix special on that. Yeah. And America does do some things better. Yeah. Like food in pubs. It's better.
Where, in England or in America?
No, in America.
Okay.
Can't eat pub food in England anymore. I've been spoiled.
Depends where you go.
Did we eat in Weatherspoons?
No, we went Chinese, and then we went to
Oh,
Weatherspoons after.
yeah, we did go for Chinese. Oh, that was
We
good.
went Chinese, and I had whatever those things were that were absolutely beautiful that I can't remember the name of.
Yeah, I don't remember it. I remember it being very.
It was a duck. Was it duck? And it was a wrap thing.
Yeah, we had duck. Oh, that was the first time you had duck as well. I introduced you to it. My favorite. Well, my second favorite now. The Brazilian steakhouse here is the home of my first favorite.
Oh, that was what you were saying. Yes. This is all starting to ring bells to me now.
Yeah, that's right. And England. What does America do better though? Vegas. That does Vegas better.
How dare you diss Blackpool like that?
It does houses better. It does, like just basic living and transport and roads and, like air conditioning and heating.
Yeah.
Like that's definitely better. But yeah, anyway, oh my God, we've been going for over 2 hours. This was so stupid. All right, we should end it. Self-checkouts. Well, everywhere is going self-checkout. Although today in Walmart, first time ever, usually when you go for a self-checkout, you get a receipt and you show a receipt to show that you've paid.
Mm-hmm.
Walmart, today for the first time, very ballsy, you can choose if you get a receipt.
Yeah, it's in the UK. No one checks. You just do it.
Then how do you know?
You go through the self checkout. It asks you if you want a receipt, you say yes or no, and then you move on with your life. No one checks. No one checks. No one does anything like that here.
So everyone just shoplifts.
Oh, I think we all just get on with it. You technically could do, I guess, but
I mean, look, I don't know where you are as far as society, but we're not a society that's honest in general. So it's a bad move for business and shows that clearly they make too much money and should be shoplifted. The only shoplifting I ever used to do when I was a little kid is I would, the local corner shop, and I feel bad because I loved them. I did a paper round and everything. But I was a fiend for stickers, Premier League stickers. I've got some of my sticker books actually on a shelf. So I would I'd put a couple of packets of stickers in my pocket and then I'd buy a couple. Or I'd hide a couple behind some and be, I'll just have a packet of stickers, but really I've got 3 packets. And that was back when they cost 25p for a packet of stickers, not the £1.25 that they fucking cost now for 4 stickers.
They're a lot of money now.
Oh, prime. I've tried some. It's not such a big thing. I've not bought any, but my friends got sent a bunch of free Prime stuff, so I saw it in the office and just sampled a bunch of them. But not bad. Have you tried it yet, Charlie?
No, the corner shop near me sells it, but I can't be asked.
It's not bad.
Like I don't have any particular want to try it. You know what I mean? If I was at someone's house and they were like, "Do you want a drink?" I was like, "Yeah, sure. What have you got?" And it was
one of the options.
There was nothing else I would want, and it was one of the options. I'd be like, "Yeah, sure, I'll have it." But
yeah, I'll try one of them. Yeah,
but yeah, there's a corner shop near me that has not Wakey Wines level, but they have a A4 piece of paper that they've clearly just typed up on Word that says Prime available here. As I walked past it, and I did consider, but I'm like, I can't be asked. So,
oh damn.
Oh yeah, there's been a lot of UK has just gone mental for it.
Yeah, it is bizarre. It's very America of you. It's very Black Friday. Sorry, African American Friday of England.
It is.
To do
It's
that.
gone. It's gone a bit wild, but you know, whatever. It just is what it is. It's just the latest craze. It's the way these things work, you know.
Yeah, that is true.
These things.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Luke, yeah. I mean, it's just. I guess it's in the shops. I haven't really looked for it, to be honest. Like, it's the weird thing is in America, like, which is surprising. In America, no one gives a fuck. Like, no one cares about.
But I think this is maybe a weird thing to say. Clips would be a good person to gauge this as well. I
Why?
feel like KSI is a much bigger deal to the youth of the UK than Logan Paul is to the youth of America.
Oh, is
KSI
KSI
is
a big deal?
KSI is massive over here.
Really?
KSI is at the level where he pops on Children in Need and wins awards and do all that sort of stuff over here. Like he's a big deal here.
Oh,
And I feel like to the youth, right? If I want to,
I just thought he was no one compared to Logan Paul.
No, he's as big as Logan Paul. In the UK, he's probably bigger. But again, clips would be a good person to judge this as well. But that's my vibe on the issue. Is he gets number ones here. I think his album got to number one at least. I don't know if any of his singles have, but
Hang on, he's got an album?
He's got like three.
I didn't even know he was a singer, rapper, whatever he is.
Holiday got to number one, I think. Got vibe it did.
KSI, hang on. L is less than, greater than. KSI is greater than Paul. Well, yeah, but...
See, that was a maths teacher in action. Do you see that, ladies and gentlemen?
That's how I taught it, you know? And it's how I remember it. I always do it. I'm like, left hand, less than. That's how I remember it.
He's had two albums. One got to number two, the other one got to number one.
What is he famous on? YouTube? Is that what is he a YouTuber?
Yeah.
How many has he got more subscribers than my boys?
No, but your boys are ridiculous.
Hang on.
He's got 20...
Is he called JJ Olatunji?
That's his shoot name, brother.
He's only got 16 million subscribers. He's a nobody.
He's got 20 something on his main channel, got 16 something on his second channel. Then he has the Sidemen, which have a ridiculous amount in the tens of millions.
Oh,
then you have all of the other
Sidemen's only got 18 million.
Yeah, there you go. And then you have Sidemen Reacts, which is probably on about, don't know how many, 5, 6.
It's all the same people,
Then you have More Sidemen, which is on, 8-ish?
Yeah, but they're all the same people, so it don't...
No, but you combine them all at once. That's the thing.
No.
You do. But but think about it in these terms. Again, this is the UK we're talking about here, which is how many magnitudes of levels smaller than the US?
Yeah, I guess that's true. Although, Do Perfect, the majority of their subscribers do not come from America.
Yeah, that probably sounds all right. They have stuff that works outside of America, right? It's not someone talking American things. It's like trick shots and sports things. That's like you don't even have to understand the language to enjoy a Dude Perfect video.
Yeah, that's true. So according to our current YouTuber, does he how many does he have on YouTube? Is he up to 1 million?
I don't know how many subscribers.
No, he definitely isn't. He's not.
No, up to not.
Oh Jesus, he's hardly got any subscribers.
No,
7,000.
Yeah,
Come on, clips.
How much?
Why has he only got 7,000 clips?
Clips. What's your clips? Is probably most popular videos. What, the Tottenham one, the Tottenham Gogglebox one? What's that got? That's probably got a lot of views. That's probably I don't know if it hit a mil. I doubt it, but it probably did well. Hundreds of thousands, I suspect.
I don't know. He's got more followers on Twitter. Now I understand why he's always banging on about like bloody follow me on, subscribe to YouTube so I can make some money. I wish
Clips'
would.
videos do well though. For the subscribers, Clips' videos do well.
I know.
Clips, I'll say this. I haven't told you Clips this, but Clips' Sidemen charity match video should have done more. I don't care what anyone says. That video banged, and that should have done more views than it did. Here you go. Yeah, West Ham Gogglebox has got 179,000. Yeah, I thought I did well.
But he's got he's got over 50,000 followers on Twitter. Why won't they just subscribe to his YouTube? Selfish pricks.
That's the way these things
Unreal.
Go.
Bunch of selfish assholes.
I mean, it's the way these things go, isn't it?
Unreal. Unreal.
Different audiences though, because Clips obviously uploads. Again, sorry to talk about you like this. Clips is what you call it? Clips uploads the full videos to Twitter, though, right? Not the YouTube specific stuff like Craig Dawson and Simon stuff, but like the match day stuff goes up on the match.
Shall
The
I
match
just get another
videos
drink?
go up now. If you want, mate, it's up to you. We can just finish.
I'm famished here. Famished.
Here's the way I'll say it, right? I Clips' videos do really well. Considering how many subs Clips has, Clips consistently gets good views, and some of the big videos bang, which is very impressive. But I would say KSI is bigger in the UK than Logan Paul is in America. But like you say, it's relative, right? Because America's like 4, 5, 6, 7 times bigger than the UK is. But KSI is huge. KSI is a big deal, big deal. Then again, all the sidemen are. But KSI is massive. I don't know. It's the way I look at it. Not that I care about Prime, to be honest with you. I can't be asked. I was going to let you know before Frankel gets back, I do have Football Manager open. That's just my life right now. It's a little bit... Chicka is a little bit... You know. It is what it is. There he is. What are you drinking?
Pardon?
What are you drinking?
So it's like it's bourbon amaretto with a cherry. So it's just straight booze.
Fair. Just big alcohol consumption.
Well, like I said, neither vice is off the table. So,
Fair.
you know, yeah. How much is the corner shop charging you for primes? Like, how many? You're not paying, but how much?
I didn't check. I don't know. I didn't go in.
But
I considered it, but when you're holding shopping from Tesco or whatever, you don't want to go into a corner shop where you've got bags in your hands. It's just effort.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it is weird that though, isn't it? So how many views does he get on YouTube for most of his things?
What, Clips or KSI?
Yeah, Clips. I don't give a shit about KSI.
Clips does well. Clips gets like what you're talking. Oh, I can find out. Hang on.
So there's quite a lot, thousands
every video comfortably. I don't think Clips
wow.
Released a video.
Out of context, Declan Rice over 100,000 views.
Yeah, Gogglebox 179,000.
Oh, look,
Slaven Bilic, funny moments, 96k. Mark Noble documentary, 40k. Again, deserves more. If we're being honest.
I've lost a little bit of respect for him now, though. He's got a KSI video. Is that why we asked him? Because he's a KSI fan.
Because Clips understands what do you call it? Clips understands English YouTube more than I would argue anyone else in the chat. I don't know.
Probably.
I don't know. Maybe Lucas is out here. Big Zoella fan. I don't know. Maybe he is. Maybe he ain't. I don't know.
Logan Paul's been like. He's been going for a long time. Wasn't it Logan Paul who did that like suicide tree video that went crazy and got a lot of like backlash? Yeah. Wasn't that him?
Yeah. And KSI's been around way longer than Logan Paul has though.
Oh really?
KSI started uploading what 2010?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know anything about YouTube. I don't know anything about it at all. I mean, I literally am so clueless. I only know.
Let me put it this way. This is how big KSI, and I know you're like saying like all the Sidemen stuff doesn't count because it's the same people, whatever. This is how big KSI is, and vice versa, the Sidemen. They have a restaurant chain in the UK. They have their own like Netflix style service like thing that people pay for to be in. What else have they got? They've got their own vodka brand that's in supermarkets.
Oh my god.
They've got loads. Big deal, man. Big deal.
Fine.
Strongly agree.
I didn't do Vine. I don't do TikTok. I don't do any of that shit. Well, I was about to say I don't do Instagram, but I kind of do now. So I guess I'm an Insta slut.
You rate pina coladas on there. No, but I liked Vine more just because it was shorter. I feel like the worst thing TikTok did was to let people go longer. You know?
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean America is big, so that's a good point. But then KSI. But the thing is, like Logan Paul's like entering in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, KSI is not going to be in the Royal Rumble.
No.
What's KSI doing? What's KSI doing that isn't
Comic relief.
stupid YouTube bollocks?
Comic relief in the charts. Having a number one album. Having a number one UK best. Not like number one on iTunes. Number one in the UK official top 40 charts album. Singles that have got to number 2.
Fucking hell, one of my friends got a top 40 song in the charts by just going out.
Number
and
one is different to
it.
top 40.
Yeah,
let's be fair about it. And we're not talking about downloads. We're talking about the number one in the charts when they announced the top 40. You know, again, Clips would probably know. I think it was number 3 they got to on the Christmas charts this year as well. I think Christmas single. I think they got to number 3 in the charts in the UK this year.
What even? Can he even sing, or is it just stupid rapping?
Okay, that one was a bit whatever. But usually, I mean, his actual stuff is rap and singing. He kind of can sing, can kind of rap. He's got, to be fair to him, I'll give him his due. He's got a lot better than he was when he first started. Jesus Christ, he was bad. But now,
is he an Arsenal fan?
He is. Yeah. He's from Watford, so obviously he supports Arsenal.
Third. I know they didn't win.
Yeah,
they didn't win Christmas number 1. I don't think it's a prize.
I mean, you haven't been in the UK clearly at Christmas recently because it's gotten significantly more insane here.
No, it hasn't. It's those stupid lad baby people every year now singing about Christmas pies and shit.
Yeah, they're crap. But
it's a joke. Yeah, they're crap, and that's.
But
haven't they got 3 in a row?
I think they've got more than that. I think it might be 4 or 5 at this point.
So clearly, it's not a big deal.
No, but it is a big deal. It takes over the country for like a week.
Joke.
It takes over the country. I don't disagree. I'm not going to disagree with you. I'm not going to disagree.
KSI has a song with Lil Wayne.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, it's loads of features. What's his name? Rick Ross, Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne singing on it, by the way. Not a great look. Rick Ross. He had a bunch on that album. He had a bunch. Don't know. I can't remember who else.
What is
Trippie
this?
Redd?
Yeah, but it's a 20-minute drive. Oh, 20-minute drive. 8.5 seems worth the drive. Look, Lucas is trying to rhyme as well. He thinks he's a rapper now as well.
Radio edit.
8.5 seems worth the drive. Why are we still here?
That was the Clips. That was the grand travesty. Was cutting out KSI's verse in that song. It's just disgraceful.
What? So the radio edit cut out KSI's part in the little.
They did it like a Christmas song, and it was a bunch of them from the Sidemen. I think it was like 4 of them. And then
who else is in the Sidemen?
Not people you would. I don't know about you, Franco, but you don't strike me as the biggest Vicstar 123 fan.
Is that a person in the Sidemen?
Yeah, I could tell you a great story about Vicstar 123 man.
What is that?
He's a YouTuber who's in the Sidemen. You have Let's break it down. Let's confuse Franco, everyone, shall we? You have KSI. You have Vicstar 123. You have Zerka HD. You have Mini Minter. You have Bazinga, who's a West Ham fan. Nice guy, to be fair. He's come down the boat a bunch of times.
Bazinga, didn't he play right back for Chelsea?
No. You're thinking Azpilicueta.
No.
Or Bosingwa. No, you're thinking Bosingwa, Jose Bosingwa. No, this is Bezinga. You have Tobe Jizzle. You have Tobe Jizzle. And you have Harry Rotershaw. You have Rotershaw. I think I've named them all.
Is that 5 of them?
7. KSI, Midi Minter, Zerka, Vicstar 123. Given the
Jose Bosingwa.
Rotershaw, Bez, Bazinga, and Tobe Jizzle. Yeah, that's all of them, right? 7, yeah. And then you have the ultimate Sidemen, which includes grime artist JME. Then you have the sort of outer circle, right? So you've got the boys, and you've got the outer circle, which are including Cal Freezy, Calux,
let's rein it back in.
Constantine.
Let's
great
keep
build
the
videos.
Original, so I can ask some questions.
Right, the original of the 7.
They all
The
live
7
in a
and
house
the original.
together in gangbang? Is that the thing? Is it Big Brother?
They've lived in several houses together. Now they all live in separate houses, but they've lived in. There was 2 houses they lived in together. Some of them, and then the others all lived in a tower in Stratford. The Orbital in Stratford.
And these all millionaires?
Yeah, comfortably.
Because what do they do?
Originally, they were all gaming YouTubers and FIFA YouTubers mainly.
Oh,
That's where they first like gained notoriety. Now they all do separate things. You know, a lot of them do Twitch streaming now. Vicstar does like COD streaming, and
I just don't honestly. I've never understood it. I know everyone does it.
Clothing is a big thing, like it is with Do Perfect.
Just don't understand. I mean, Do Perfect. At least they're making some content. What I don't understand is, don't watch someone play a fucking computer game. Play a computer game. I don't understand.
To be fair, I don't. Who of them actually play? Vicstar probably still does. Zerka doesn't really. Well, I guess Zerka does role playing on GTA, so to an extent Zerka does, I guess, but it's not really the same thing anymore. Mini Minter doesn't really. KSI doesn't really. Toby, I guess does a bit, not really.
I mean, what is the point?
I mean, I guess they do more Sidemen. They're Among Us videos, bang.
All right. Talking of Among Us, have you heard of Blood on the Clock Tower?
I have, but before you do that, do you have any more questions I can confuse you with about the Sidemen and their life?
Fine. All right, we'll talk about the fucking...
Yeah!
Jesus.
Do you want to know about Calfreezy? CaTcH? What are we saying? How far out do you want to go? Constantine?
I don't know what you're saying, but here's what I want to know for sure.
Yeah, sure.
Are these people are they only famous in England? Are we talking
no more. It used to, I would say KSI is now a global thing. I think the rest of them have sort of joined him in the last couple of years. Like, have probably grown a lot bigger. I think there was a moment. Yes, Zerka HD COD montages from back in the day. Let's go. Race to Division 1, bro. Come on now. Get back involved. Akina, Fenwa. Come on now.
Hang on, what? No, Akin Fenwa?
Yeah, it was a video, don't worry about it. JJ, the KSI did a big video on Akin Fenwa back in the day. He's like the reason Akin Fenwa was a big deal.
I don't get it. I really
Heskey
don't
Time?
get it.
You're telling me you don't know Heskey Time off the top of your head, Franco? That's disgraceful from you.
I know Emil Heskey.
No, Heskey Time, the song.
Is it about Heskey?
Yeah. Bitch, I'm Heskey. You don't want to mess with me.
What? Bitch, I'm Heskey. You don't want to mess with me.
I'm not going to say the next line for obvious reasons. If people know
what
song I'm talking about,
I want to know the next line. What's the next line?
Nah, I'm not going to.
No, I need to know. Bleep it out. I'll guess it. Do a fucking charade. Whatever it needs to be. Bitch, I'm Heskey. You don't want to mess with me. It can't get worse than that shit. So what's the next line?
I can't remember what the bit in between is. There's a line, and then the PK lol. Yes, big. Come on, Lucas. Let's go. Bitch, I'm Heskey. You don't wanna mess with me. Something. You'll be my next beep recipe.
Your next fucking recipe?
No.
Bitch, I don't know what something recipe. What bad word could even come before recipe and make any sense? Like, seriously, I've no idea. I'm going through every swear word, every racist word, every offensive word I can think, and I can't think of a single word that could go before recipe that makes any sense.
It doesn't make sense, but he says it.
So what is it? What letter does it begin with?
A.
I don't even know an offensive word that begins with A.
It's not, the word's not offensive. The connotation is offensive, but the word isn't offensive.
I'm so confused.
This is great.
I am so confused.
Blood on the I have heard of this. I think I've never played it, but I have heard of it.
It's the best game in the history of games.
I really want to try it, but I've not got around to getting something together where I could actually try it.
The problem is you need about 10 people together in a room, and you're a hermit who doesn't even spend time with more than 2 people in a room. So you're fucked.
That's not true.
So
I went to a restaurant. I went to a restaurant this weekend. How dare you?
Oh shit!
Thank you very much.
Done, mate.
Thank you. We went to a posh restaurant in Muswell Hill. That's what it is.
Charlie boy grew up in the 80s and 90s playing GTA with no controllers. I like that. Let's see, that's some entertaining. That's some content right there. Peach on the streets. That's some content right there. I'm fucking Husky. You're not gonna mess with me. I've got something with an asshole recipe. Why?
Disgracefully close.
Why does anyone give a shit about these people? I don't understand.
Now they make actual videos, to be fair to him. Yeah, you're telling me you don't watch a hide and seek on a boat every now and then? Nah, disgraceful from you.
I've played hide and seek on a boat.
Of course you have.
But not on purpose. They're really big and you get lost.
They are very big.
It's kind of unintentional hide and seek.
KSI's a boxer now. He sells out arenas, bro.
KSI's a bitch who keeps bailing on fighting Logan Paul.
Jake Paul.
They're all the same to me. I don't give a shit. I mean, it's all the same. Sidementing. Lucas, I've said it about 100,000 times in my life. Charlie, what am I about to say?
You don't watch YouTube?
I don't fucking watch YouTube. Actually, I watched YouTube once today. I watched it today because I was watching on Netflix. There's this Full Swing. It's, like Drive to Survive, the Formula One one.
Yeah,
they've just done
a
tennis one. But they've done a golf one.
Is it a golf one?
Yeah, they've done a golf one. So I watched a couple of episodes of that. I'm with my friend Edwin, plays Jesse Dallas. Good player, very good player. But we're chatting. He loves golf. And I mentioned, Augusta, where the Masters are played.
Sure.
You aware of it?
Yeah. I like golf. I know golf.
Okay, so you know its existence.
Yeah.
So Dude Perfect do a video called the All Sports Battle.
Sure.
Now, before I'd heard of Dude Perfect, the whole idea of it. So before I'd heard of Dude Perfect, I lived in Minnesota. And one of my friends came up with this thing, an all sport battle, and we started in like a tennis court, and it was a sports complex. And once you've used the object, you lose it. And we had all different sports things to get from point A to point B.
Sure.
And I'd never heard of Dude Perfect. And then later on, when I got to know him and I saw the video, I got in touch with my friend. I'm like, hang on a minute. You ripped off Dude. This is a Dude Perfect. It's like, oh yeah, that's where I got the idea. So Dude Perfect do this all sport battle, and they went to Augusta.
Yeah.
And they're literally using like tennis rackets, hockey sticks. They're playing with all different objects, footballs, on the fucking golf course at Augusta.
Mm-hmm.
And that guy who commentates is commentating their video as well for it.
Nice.
And so I watched that because I told my friend, I'm like, oh yeah, Dude Perfect did that. He's like, all right, we're going to watch that after. So, yeah. So I did watch YouTube today.
There you go. How is that full
what's
swing?
this? F1 is so... Oh, okay.
Nah. Look, I can't say anything about NASCAR. I've never seen it. But, bruv, F1.
Lucas, no. Here's all I'm going to say is this, Lucas. Watch Drive to Survive on Netflix.
Yeah, do.
And then you'll understand. Because I totally agree. F1, I've liked it and I've not liked it. And I'm like being a casual fan. I used to love it back when Damon Hill was in it. Like,
sure.
When I was a little child, my dad is a loser. And so I never used to watch sports because he's a sad prick who didn't like sports. But Formula One apparently was okay. So he likes cars. So I used to watch that as a kid. But Drive to Survive is the reason that America is now into Formula One. Because it's so good. Because it's like... Because Drive to Survive is a reality TV show that's actually real. Like, it's actually a real reality TV show. And it's incredible. Like, it is so good.
We had a whole conversation about it in Weatherspoons that time. In King's Cross.
Yeah.
We had a whole conversation. Drive to Survive is so good, Lucas. Just give it a shot. Give it a
give
shot.
it a shot, Lucas.
Just give the first. Just start watching it. See what happens.
For me and Charlie, just watch a couple of episodes and just. We're not asking you to watch a Formula One race. Just watch the.
Yeah, no, bun that off. I don't even want you to consider watching a Formula One race or a race weekend or anything. Just give the first couple of episodes of Drive to Survive a shot and see how you feel. See how
What's
you feel.
20 versus 1?
Okay, so it would be you, and then 20 women, and then you have to essentially decide, and they come up one by one, and then you have to decide which ones you want to go to the next round. And then the next round, you have an actual conversation with them. But in between rounds, all of the ones you said yes to stand behind you, and then they get to decide whether they want to go through or not. So then a bunch of them will just walk off and leave you. And then the next round, you actually have a full sit-down conversation with them, like a speed dating thing. Except you also have an earpiece in, and you basically get told sort of what to do at the same time. And then it just progresses from there.
Yeah, sounds like my idea. I mean, I'd do it for entertainment, but you know,
it would be horrendous. I could not do it.
No, it would sound horrible. And I loved something until I die. But the thing is that people hate NASCAR, Lucas, because it's fucking shit. I mean, you're just going around in circles. And I think, look, yeah, see, thanks, it is. But the reason I say that, oh my God, I'm going to pretend I didn't see the Love Island. I think I would give NASCAR a chance, except for every NASCAR fan I've ever seen and met has been an arsehole. And so when you've got someone who like literally is carrying a gun openly with their, you know, Make America Great Again hat, and, you know, their white hood over the top of that hat, it's hard to get on board with anything that those people love. You know, it's like that famous saying of like, what, you know, when you looked at the Nazis and the fact that all of the things they were doing, you're like, nah, I kind of want to distance myself from that crowd. And that's the NASCAR crowd. That's all. Yeah. So, thanks, Lucas. Yeah, I mean, I've been to some, like, not NASCAR, but smaller. When I lived in Minnesota and there was literally fuck all else to do, there was like a mini sort of NASCAR thing. And I went, and it was unnecessarily loud, and the food was unnecessarily shit. So, yeah, I ticked it off the list. And yeah, make Trudeau a drama teacher. I don't get the reference, James, but that's only because I don't know Canadian politics. Unless it's Terence and Phillip related. That's all I know. Sadly. It's true. I have got a Make America Great Again hat that one of my friends bought me as a gift. And I have worn it in public a couple of times when I went to like my local.
Is there any free shirt, any free clothes you wouldn't take and wear?
Yeah, that I've only worn a couple of times out in public, and the reason I've worn it is once I did it to the West Ham bar. I only wore it where the people that work there, I'm very familiar with, and they know me, and therefore know that there's no way I truly believe that.
Sure.
And it's a joke. So, yeah. Mall of America I'm going to be there. Well, I say that. I've literally just got a text from my friend in Minnesota saying, you might not get to Minnesota, mate. They're anticipating that this week, Minnesota will get one of the top 5 blizzards that they have ever had in the history of the world. So, yeah.
Top 5 blizzards.
Yeah.
There you go. Get some side.
Top 5 blizzards. And I mean, like, so, like I say, I'm going Minnesota. It's going to, this weekend, so Friday night, Guess what the high on Friday is? Just to give you a comparison, here where I am, right now it's 18 degrees. Tomorrow we've got 28 degrees high, 14 degrees low. Okay. So, 12 hours north, up in Minnesota, where I'm going to be, on Friday, what do you think the warmest temperature is?
I guess in Fahrenheit.
No, in Celsius.
I mean, if you're saying it's going to be snowy, it can't be that hot.
No.
What temperature is it when it snows here? It's probably in the single digits, right? Probably in low.
And also, but
20s
you're an
and
intelligent person, so I'm asking you the question, which means it's probably not going to be.
It's probably going to be very low. The warmest 6.
No. The high on Friday is -16. The low is -28. And that's without wind chill. Right now, where I used to live, it's -16 degrees Celsius. With the wind chill, it's -27. It's like you can't be outside for longer than 2 minutes or you will die temperature.
Yeah, that seems a bit. It seems not ideal.
It's insane. Lucas, I actually, true story, this is 100% true. And this is how broken I am now with temperature. I can no longer use, I only can use Fahrenheit when it's warm, but I have to use Celsius when it's cold. So like highs I can deal with in Fahrenheit, but then I get really confused because like 32 equals 0, but then at some point the curve. So like for example, Friday where it's low of -28 degrees Celsius and a high of 16 degrees in Fahrenheit, that is a high of 2 degrees and a low of -19. So like the -28 to -40. So like it gets so confusing when it gets cold that I have to switch back to Celsius because I've got my head around the retarded American system in the warm weather. But when it gets cold, I'm like, no, I'm just going to go back to the real measurements that everyone else that's sensible uses. That's all. Yeah, see? Because it's confusing as fuck. Like everything in this country. Like why can't you just use the metric system like everyone else? This is my life. I work in a little printing industry and all of the manufacturer of the machines that we sell parts for are German. So everything we sell is in metric, but Americans don't understand metric. So it's literally my life is trying to translate between it. It's a mess. And I'll be honest, James, no, English people, this is the biggest misconception in North America. The biggest misconception in North America is that they all think that we in England measure in kilometers.
Yeah, no, I don't. I never see kilometers anywhere.
No, because they're not. Here's a tip for any English people watching this stream, which is none of you because it's fucking stupid o'clock and no one's watching 2 hours and 47 minutes on a replay. Jeez. So if ever you get pulled over by the police, I'm so sorry. I'm used to kilometers. And the first time I got pulled over in America, which was literally the second day of driving a car in America, the police officer, thankfully, because I'm white, I didn't get shot. What I got was jokes. And the guy was like, well, at least you were driving on the right side of the road. True story.
It's an option. It's an option for you.
That's true. 9mm. Yeah, you do use metric in the gun shop. And do you? I thought ironically enough, in England, the only time that we don't use the metric system is for weed and for measuring our penises.
Yeah, it's true.
It's true.
Yeah, it's true.
An eighth. I mean, literally, like the only thing that we don't use the metric system for is cannabis and how big your dick is.
It's actually true. That's for some reason I don't understand why.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
No.
Just because I rib on America a lot, but I just to like throw it the other way, we also do stupid things in England that also don't make sense with measurements. Don't is the answer. The true answer is, I shouldn't be saying this, just get a cart, just get a vape cart, put it in your bag, bring it with you to England. That's what I just don't do. But yeah, do not get it in England. It's terrible. Yeah, just bring a cart with you. Just bring a cart. Why wouldn't you? Exactly. It's not. Bring a cart. I think we're about done, right?
Yeah, I think at the stage where you start encouraging people to
let's just leave this conversation, just in case, because this is here forever. I'm on a sabbatical anyway, so you know, I'm a good boy right now.
No, it's just the other people that you're telling.
Do you know what I often wonder? Here's a true story. What I often wonder, and I don't think that you would because it's like nearly 3 hours, but some of these rants that I go on, I do think to myself, I hope Jacob doesn't watch this because I feel like it's a really, but like this feels as though it's a really adult conversation.
Sure.
That shouldn't be and wouldn't be a thing that I would ever talk about in Jacob's presence.
Sure.
So I often think like, I hope he never goes back and watches any of these drunken or high like things.
I doubt it.
I doubt it as well.
I don't think anyone would watch that long a video.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't because I don't watch YouTube. So you and the rest of the geeks, you tell me.
Someone. All right, calm down. Calm down.
I'm an arsehole.
Some people might watch the beginning when you admit I was correct all along, but now, nah, I think you're safe.
Okay, why? If Clips is still here, I'm gonna see if he's still up. Why you need to sort your sleep schedule out? Why are you up so late, Charlie?
I was working and then I decided to come on here. So
I'm just texting Clips right now.
Clips in chat.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I just texted him.
I think it's true. I think that's accurate. I think you should just get it out of your system again, just once more. Just let the people know that I was correct, just in case.
What's that? What were you saying, Clips?
Just in case someone skipped to the end. I think you should just admit that I was right all along.
Right all along about what? About your Dawson videos on Football Manager with your whiteboard?
About whose?
Your Dawson video. Oh, actually, yeah. Hey, are you still doing those Craig Dawson videos now? He doesn't bother. Now he's like gone and scoring for Wolves instead.
Do you have asked Clips?
I just did.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, Clips, for real. Are you still going to do that? Or because it kind of, I mean, basically, you know, West Ham are not only ruining everybody, but they're ruining your channel and your life. All of our lives. Gym in 3 hours. Lucas, why? Just don't go. Or go now. Go now and then go to bed. I'm not going to bother getting up for work tomorrow. I'm going to set my alarm for 10 o'clock. It's one of my employees' birthdays tomorrow, so I said I'm going to take them all out for lunch. Probably going to have to fire him soon, to be fair, but at least I can take him out for a meal before I do.
Any particular reason? Or?
Just, you know,
let me rephrase that. Any particular reason you want to admit live on YouTube, or?
He's 50. He won't be watching this. So, but You know, when I was a maths teacher, and you have a class that you really like, and they like you get to a stage where like they get carried away, they start misbehaving. You
Sure.
slam your fist on the table, you pretend to lose your temper, you shout at them, you make them work in silence for an hour, and then the next lesson, everyone's back to normal.
Sure.
When you've got an employee that's been there for 5 years, you can't slam your fist on the table and shout and rein them in.
Sure.
Um, and I've tried a bunch of things, but like the real problem is that as I've hired more people, I mean, like, and I don't talk much about my work shit because I don't like to, but look, I own a company, and I've hired enough people now that really I don't need to be there every day.
Sure.
I don't want to be there every day. Like for my own mental health, I don't love my job. And so the reason that I'm paying more people to be there is so I don't have to. But because my employees have been there for like 6 years and 5 years, when they've seen me transition from being there all the time and then being there less, it's harder for them to stay, like to stay doing the job that I'm paying them well to do, because they see me disengaging.
Sure. Yeah.
And so, it gets to a point where it's just, in a serious conversation, it's like, and I've tried, and and I'm having a one-on-one with him as well later in the week where he's got a questionnaire, and I've asked him the things he wants to do, but he's not doing them either. And it gets to a point where it's like, look, I get it, but I get that you want me to be here, but I'm not going to do this. So either you need to step your game up, or you're going to, or I appreciate everything you've done, but you're going to, it's hard. Is it, what?
Do you find it more difficult being a boss, or more difficult or when you were a teacher?
They're so different. They're so different. It's hard to say. I mean, like, look, dealing with, it's really hard to compare.
Has it ever got to like a disciplinary stage in like bossing? Obviously, teaching it.
Yeah, like with this. So with this guy, like, so basically a few weeks ago, he spoke to another member of staff in a way that was just unacceptable. And so, and he gets very defensive. And so, like, I basically went to him and said, hey, look, even though what you've said might have some merit, sometimes you need to hold your tongue, like, because it's just not good for the work environment, and it brings everyone down when this happens. He starts kicking off about it. And I was like, no, I'm not saying that. I was like, look, he's like, maybe I just need some time off. I was like, well, look, if you need to go, we got it covered. If you want to go now, like, feel free, because, like, I don't need you in this. So he just goes, sorts himself out. Then later on, he starts taking shots at me, saying things intentionally.
Taking shots at the big dog.
But it's like, basically, like, he's taking unnecessary shots, like, because, because he's got his back up. And like, the truth is that I treat him all incredibly well. And so, like, there's really nothing. He's like, why don't we have a vacation policy here? Like, most companies have a policy. Why don't we have a policy? It's like, most companies, if you've worked for them for 5 years, you get 3 weeks off. And if you've worked for 10 years, you get 4 weeks off. And I've been here for nearly 5 years. Like, how many weeks off a year do I get? It's like 3 weeks. It's like, well, what about after 10 years? I'm like, that's 5 years. Why are we having this discussion? You already get what you want. Have I ever treated you unfairly? It's like, well, no, but and then he started just getting a bit personal. And so, like, at the end of the day, I texted him. I'm like, hey, Monday morning, meet me here. We're going to go for breakfast. And so, like, I sat down with him and we had a bit of a, we had a chat. I gave him the rest of the week off. I was like, look, that's not acceptable. But yeah, that's the closest to a disciplinary I've really ever had to do. I've let people go before, but it's been, whenever I've let people go, it's been that they've known that they've not been up to the task. And so it's been a mutual, like, hey, look, You know it's not working. I know it's not working. Work out the rest of this month. I'll give you as much time off as you need to do interviews. Like I'm very reasonable. Lucas, I was a high school teacher, secondary school in England, secondary school maths teacher. But yeah, so it's hard. It's harder when you've got like three, and it's a small business. I went from me and one other person, me and two other people. Now it's me and three other people. But look, I get so much freedom. I can't, and I won't complain about any of it because like I've got a great life. I really have. I'm happy. I've got a great life. My issues because of the job that I do are like totally fucking insignificant compared to the majority of people. So I'm not complaining, but it's hard when you've got someone who's like, look, he's providing for his family. He's got kids in university and like, but at the same point, it's like, look, you've also got a job to do that I'm paying you well to do. And I'm trying my hardest to allow you, you tell me what you want from this. Like, how, but you can't just show up and do fuck all, get paid a good salary and that be okay because I don't show up to work every day. Like that isn't an option. So it just sucks. Franco Prime Minister.
Jesus Christ, no. Jesus Christ.
To be honest, I'd probably be Barrett the most because I would hate to do it. And the people that are the best at these things are the people that would rather do anything else but that. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, though, is that as far as it's hard because oh, brilliant. Oh, you're so funny, man. But I loved it I really enjoyed being a teacher, but there's no freedom. The bureaucracy is ridiculous. Fuck that.
Quickly before we go, you've watched The Walking Dead, right? I assume you watched it when it was on. That seems like the sort of thing you watched, right?
I watched it up until I didn't finish it.
Okay, so me and the girlfriend have been going through it at the moment because I never watched it back in the day. It seemed like something I would have been into, but I just never got around to watching it because I'm me and I never get around to watching it.
So well.
Yeah. And what do you call it? The main guy was in CaTcH in the UK.
Yes. Oh my God. So I love that show.
So here's the thing. I never watched CaTcH, right? And I never watched The Walking Dead. And like, I was told, oh, he was in CaTcH. And I've always been told to watch CaTcH, but I've never got around to watching it, right? And I was told, oh, he was in CaTcH. And I was like, yeah, cool, that's fine. And I'm watching Walking Dead. And, you're getting invested in the story of Ripker Grimes, who's going through trying to find his family or something. And then my girlfriend was like, look at him in CaTcH. And so we watched some like clips on YouTube of CaTcH, and now I cannot take him seriously at all because he's wandering about a post-apocalyptic like southern United States with that accent, trying to be all serious about his kids and whatever. And then I'm seeing like, hey guys, we're gonna learn about Shakespeare today. I can't get it out of my head. It's a problem.
What's so funny is CaTcH, like the show, so accurate. The shit we would get up to as teachers was it was the most fun, the most fun years of my life. I remember like one class, like we would, there's a reason we failed Ofsted, but we, I swear the kids had a great education. I remember having to take a drama lesson for one of my friends because she was in the closet throwing up in a bin. Because we went out the night before and got smashed. And like we would literally pass through the doors to the staff common room and it would be like that little cunt. Like it would be just the funniest thing. Ironically enough, Lucas, part of the reason that I know a bunch of the FC Dallas players is because another broken thing about the system in this country, when players sign at like 14, 15, 16 here in America, they stop going to school. Doesn't matter how old they are. Really? They don't go to school anymore. And they enroll them in an online school, which they don't do, and the club don't check up on. And so, but they have to like pass tests. So I helped a bunch of the guys with their maths. because they don't, it's crazy. The education, it's like, oh well, doesn't
That's
matter.
wild that they just drop school like that.
Well, I tell you what's even more wild, and that's why, because someone asked me the other day, like, I can't remember who it was. I think one of my friends' kid, Freddie, the kid who comes in your chat sometimes. One of my really good friends, like 11-year-old kids who goes to your chat and talks about me. He asked me,
He does do that. He does do.
Yeah. He said to me, he's like, does Charlie know my name? Actually, you know what? I'm going to record this so I can send it to my friend Nick to show him. Just say, hi, Freddie. Oh, hang on. All right, Freddie, I'm with Charlie. Charlie.
All right, Freddie. Remember, Frankel is a mug. Remember that at all times. Just always remember.
Right, I'm sending this to him. Okay, good. He's,
don't know if he knows what mug means, but I guess he'll learn.
The fact is, to him, you're like KSI and the other, appetizer men.
That's
like you're appetizer one of those YouTube people to him.
That's what they call me in the local Chinese, appetizer man. As I rock up and order all of the appetizers.
Appetizers are the best.
They are the best.
But so he said to me, it's like, if I came over to America, like, would I dominate? And I'm like, actually, no, because the American here at FC Dallas, they have an agreement with the secondary school. All of the kids in the academy miss first period, and they train every morning, Monday to Friday. They go to practice. They miss the first hour of school, show up for the second lesson. We are still here, Richard. What's his line? Hope you are well. Hope you are well. And I've done more of these drinks than I intended to. No, Charlie would make a terrible prime minister. Look at him.
I studied politics, mate.
Yes, but you're not presentable, Charlie. You look like you've not washed in a year.
Look, that's what you want. Down to earth, relatable.
Yeah, down to earth, not down on the streets begging for money.
From the earth, like stick in a dump. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, it's gosh. But yeah, no, I'm glad. Look, the way I look at teaching now is I look at it's like military service. It's like I did my service to the country, to England, and I wouldn't want to do it again.
Very fair. I wouldn't want to do it at all.
No.
My mum works in a school. I have aunts who've worked in schools. Big no from me.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really blame you. Oh, Charlie Walsh, beautiful man. He is the standard.
Thank you, Lucas. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow.
Think about that. Think about you talking about being unpresentable stuff. I was an accountant, bruv.
You are getting surprisingly bigged up here.
I was an accountant, okay? I made decisions
not for long.
People's pensions.
Not for long, mate. Not
2.5 years. I got promoted twice. How dare you?
And then left.
Because allow being an accountant. Because again, big no. Big no. Big no.
So look, Charlie is an intelligent guy. I mean, he is an intelligent guy. I've always said it. He's an idiot
up here, innit?
as well. Like he's an intelligent guy. That's why we have this love-hate relationship. I miss our banter, to be honest, mate. I miss the abuse.
I miss having an outlet, but I don't miss you. Do you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. I feel exactly the same.
Okay, good. I'm glad.
But yeah, I prefer this comment though. Yeah, I like that.
We can't all be right 100% of the time, and that's the thing, Lucas is
don't
right.
Diss Lucas.
I'm not dissing him. I said we can't. I said we can't all. I said we can't be right 100% of the time. I'm including myself in that.
Talking of racist, I should probably just stop there, but I'm going to continue. So I was in the pub watching the West Ham game, and there's a guy there who brought a bunch of friends with him. Look, it's not that bad, but I will say that 10 minutes later, I went to one of my friends and I said, I might have just made a racism, but I'm not sure. And I
might have made a racism.
Well, let me explain what I did.
Not English, right?
Let me explain what I did, and I'll let you be the judge. So it's West Ham Tottenham. We're in the pub. there's a guy called Roman. He doesn't come very often, but he's a West Ham fan wearing West Ham, and he's with 3 people not wearing any West Ham clothing. One of them looks Korean. So I just said to him, the first thing that came to my mind...
Can I just say, early doors, you definitely did. Carry on.
Wait, I didn't say DVD. I just simply said to him, 'cause this is a genuine question. I said to him, I was like, oh, are you here supporting West Ham? Just asking him.
Mm-hmm.
But, so that was my question. In my head, it was like, probably a Tottenham fan. But I don't know if that was a racism or not. I asked him, I'm like, are you here to support West Ham? In an accusatory tone. Is that the word?
You can go with that, sure.
Yeah. It was a tone of like, I was suspicious of whether he was or not.
Sure.
But I don't know. I mean, it's a debate. Was that a racism?
I don't know.
That's why I asked the question, see?
I don't
because
know.
I don't know either.
The accusatory tone bit.
But it's more, he wasn't wearing anything. And let's be honest, most Korean-looking people that are watching Tottenham play are Tottenham fans.
It's the assumption. I guess it's one of those things. It's the assumption behind it.
But is it? But the point is, like, is it?
It depends on your tone. It depends on your tone. If you said, "Oh, are you here to watch West Ham?" It's calm, but it's one of those things where
I think it was more of it. So I went over.
It's very easy.
Hey Roman. So it was like, "Hey Roman, how's it going?" I'm like, "Oh, hi, how's it going? Oh, are you a West Ham fan?" It was like questioning, but in my mind, I definitely was like, "There's a debate here." I'm just asking.
I think
it's not the worst. I mean, the worst racism I ever did in that.
I feel like you shouldn't say this bit specifically on it.
What is this? I sent a mail to the wrong account once. What's that?
Yeah, I did. I did do that.
Hang on, you sent £1 million to the wrong account as an accountant.
Okay, so here's what happened.
Then you're a shit accountant. It doesn't matter what happens.
Here's what's happening. Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Right. So I'm doing all the invoices. Okay. And I accidentally sent what was meant to be. You have to move the money around, and I moved it. I moved $1 million to the wrong person, right? And then I took it straight back because it's all internal, so it wasn't like it was going to like an exterior company or something. So it wasn't like I sent a mill to Bob down the street. I moved it from one thing to another thing internally. So there was a brief moment where
incompetence.
There was a brief moment where a
surprising.
children's thing in North London all of a sudden had £1 million. But I moved it back up. But
oh, that's really nice. So it was a children's charity. Oh, I can imagine now. I imagine right now the children's charity like, oh my God. Oh my God. These kids are all going to be great. Look at all we can. Oh, wait. No, we can't. Oh, we're fucked. Oh, sorry, children.
They don't. It's not like you get. It's not like you get a notification on your phone that goes, "Oh, you got a milli." That's not how it
Jimmy
works.
Savile, all of those.
That's
kids.
not how it works, Mad. That's not how it works. It's not like you get a notification that goes, "You have £1 million in your account." It's internal systems, and because they pay for everything, and so then it's so there was a brief moment there, and then I transferred it back out about 2 minutes later, when I realised the mistake I'd made. And then when the auditors came in April, we had to have a conversation. But apart from that, it was fine.
And now you do bore-alongs on YouTube. Yeah, good story. So shall I share my biggest accidental racism or not?
I feel definitely not.
Do the chat want to hear it?
The answer will probably. I'll just do this. Go on, because I know you want.
I won't share it. No, I'm not going to do it. No, that's fine.
You said accidental, so it's fine, I guess. But...
Well, it's accidental. I will say after I did it, I went around and apologized to every person that was sat in the pub. The following week, when the two black guys that come in, they're not West Ham fans. Tedrick and Cranston, they're my boys, but they don't care about West Ham. They just drink on a Sunday morning. And I literally explained to them what I did because I said, I'm so glad that you weren't here last week because this is what I did. So, because it was horrendous.
Okay.
It was, I don't know. I don't remember what game it was. It was last season, and it was one of the many games where the referee literally fucks us at the end of the game. It was probably Man United. I don't remember. But we were, giving the referee a lot of shit. And in my head, I was like, the chant was, "Who's the bastard in the black?" Like, that was what was going in my head. What I shouted really, really loudly and drunkenly was, "You black bastard." It was honestly the most horrendous. I shouted it. I heard the word out of my mouth, looked at my friend who was in the corner, and he literally turns to me and is like, and I'm like, no, you just like, no. That's really not what I meant. And I look around at this table eating food like behind me, who are paying no attention to the game and don't care. And they're looking at me in absolute disgust. And I'm like, no. He's not even black. But you can't. Like, there's literally no coming back from it. Like, it was the worst thing in the world. I've never felt so like, I've never, it was honestly, I'm sweating now going over it again in my mind. It was one of the most horrendous things I've ever experienced ever.
Yeah, that seems pretty bad. That's a pretty rough situation there, that one.
Yeah, it was really, 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 really bad.
That's not gone well.
Yeah. I mean, there's no doubt I'd have been cancelled. It was. Yeah, it was a Randy Marsh on Wheel of Fortune moment right there. That's what it was. But yeah, that was. Have you had any accidental racisms, Charlie?
Surprisingly, no.
Oh, you boring prick. You must have something.
Surprisingly, no.
There's the amount of shit that you talk. There's no way that you haven't.
Yeah, but the shit I talk is controlled. Like, as a kid, I probably said something stupid, but I don't remember it. But like as an adult, no. No, past as far as back as I can remember, no.
Also, to be fair, you're always 100% sober. So
that is a big point. That is a very big point.
Yeah. And the truth is, for all of the fun that the narcotics and alcohol can give, sometimes it can lead to a lapse of thought, and your speech and your driving can become really impaired.
Driving's a concerning thing that you've just brought up there.
No, it's America.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Lucas will tell you.
No, I've never.
Hey,
I've never said now.
Hi, Miss Amarat.
Enjoy work.
I want to get. Where is Danny?
He's in his bed, aka folded up behind the bookcase that's behind me. That bookcase up there.
I think at some point you should burn him. If we get relegated, will you burn him?
No, probably not. He's technically not mine to burn.
Whose is he?
He's technically my girlfriend's, so I probably shouldn't.
She won't care.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
In fact, I'm sure I've never met her because you haven't allowed it. But my guess is that
we've only met once, and we met during a work day. Let's not get it twisted.
You don't work.
Yeah, it's not a work day for me, a work day for her. She has a 9 to 5. That's what I was talking about, mate. Nothing to do with me.
What a way to make a living, barely getting by.
Like she works in an actual job and has actual responsibility.
What's she do?
Medical tech stuff.
I think I asked you this before, and I remember it was so boring I forgot. It's what everyone does when I tell them what I do, so it's same shit.
Yeah. Medical tech stuff. Medical tech stuff.
Yeah. Well, this has been a much longer session than ever intended. I'd say we should do it more often, but we shouldn't. Well, we should, but not regularly. But look, we've only got 2 months left of StreamYard on my StreamYard. So, oh, does she? She's a showgirl.
I wish.
With yellow feathers in her hair and a dress cut down to there.
So I would not stop singing it if that were the case. But no.
I do love that song. It's such a classic.
She makes medical databases, so not quite as exciting. Well, plus some other stuff now. It's more just science-based now than medical stuff.
Guess who I'm seeing playing Vegas in a month?
Katy Perry.
Good guess, because she is in Vegas. But
I know,
no.
that's the only reason I said it. I couldn't think of who it would be, so I just went with who's in Vegas. Katy.
No, it's not Katy Perry. I'm trying to give you a clue.
No clue.
I'm trying to give you a clue, but without being too obvious. Because yeah, I can't. I'm trying. Yeah, everything I can think of probably makes it too obvious. It's used to be good. Band.
I would suspect they would be if they were in Vegas now.
I mean, it's I'm not paying, obviously. It's just to hook up.
Obviously, it's you. I wouldn't suspect.
Because if I was paying, I'd be in misery. That was your clue.
Nothing's activated in my brain, and I feel like it should have.
Yeah, it maybe should have.
Era?
No, they'll be loved. It's trying to think of.
Did you say band?
Pardon?
Did you say band?
Yeah, it's a band. Although, I mean, I say band, but the lead singer is more known. They are definitely a band.
Yeah.
I mean, Miss Hammer, I'm just going to say it's not Weezer. I wouldn't bother. Just do yourself a favor. This is 3 hours and 20 minutes that no one needs to see. Lee, have you been up this whole time? Like, have you slept? I really want to know.
Fair play.
Paramore. You know what? I thought Paramore because Misery Business.
Of course, yeah.
I've seen Paramore, but it's not Paramore. But they have a song.
They do have a song called Misery Business. Also, I was desperate to go and see them when they were in the UK, but they didn't go. Is this like a Vegas? Not a what's it called? Not a Vegas.
Is there anyone out there? Because it's getting harder and harder to breathe. That if you can't get it from that, then you don't deserve to know.
Why is it not kicking off in my brain?
Is there anyone out there? Because it's getting harder and harder to breathe.
Nothing's coming to my brain at all. This is bad.
That was their first song, but their big breakthrough song was.
Is it a residency or is it just they're playing?
It's a residency. Yeah, it's a residency. I'm trying to think of other. I mean, they're one of these bands who used to be. When I first saw them live in some little venue in London,
sorry,
they at the end of their set they played "Don't Look Back in Anger" and "Highway to Hell." Okay, so they played 2 covers at the end of their set.
It's Oasis,
but now they are still popular. They've had a lot of songs. They've used payphones to record some songs, and sometimes they get a bit cold.
Coldplay.
No, Cold is just the name of one of their songs.
I didn't think Coldplay were doing a residency in Vegas.
It's not Coldplay.
Why is this not kicking off in my brain?
I'm trying to think of some of their more recent songs.
How am I this bad at this?
I hate that song. But
give me a reload on that.
No, I'm going to pretend.
Give me one more time. I might get it if you get it a second time.
No, it's a bit. Oh God, that's a hot. I really don't like that song.
It's fine because I don't know it.
What's there? There was a song they did in a Keira Knightley film. In fact, he was in the film as well. He was in American Horror Story for a cameo as well. Famously recently cheated. you know, like some
PK.
dodgy texts.
PK, was it?
Judge on The Voice.
Oh! The American Voice, I would assume. What's his face? Maroon 5?
Yeah!
There we go.
Fuck
The fact,
me.
can I be honest? The fact I got it from that clue is kind of disgraceful.
I agree.
It's kind of disgraceful. I will say, though, I don't know that much Maroon 5. That is a blind spot for me. I do know some Maroon 5, but not a lot. But I will say the fact that I got it from that clue is just, I've never even watched The Voice. Adam Levine, yes. Oh, yeah, there was some texting about him, wasn't there? I do remember this now.
Clue.
I remember this.
I will say their first album is one of my favorite albums of all time. I will say there's only one song on there that I'm not that fan. Most albums are good albums, but like, you know, there's only half of the songs are great. But I think their first album, apart from Shiver, every other song on that album I fully love. Like I listen to that album through. I don't really, you know, we don't listen to albums nowadays. It's just not what you do. But that album, start to finish, and they're really good live as well. And like, they're the sort of band, like, it's like Flow Rider. You go and see Flow Rider, and everyone I've ever spoken to has been, I'm like, Flow Rider's amazing. I don't know a single Flow Rider song. Sure. 5 minutes later, you've played them 10 Flow Rider songs, and they know every single one of them. You know, it's like, they're one of those bands that you do know all of their songs. You just don't realize that you know all of their songs. Oh, God.
That's true.
Flow. I mean, Flow Rider is probably one of the greatest shows I went to. It was another Vegas show I went to in a little club. And this is how, like, there was hardly anyone there in the crowd. It was so bad that the tickets that we bought, like, I printed off what I thought was the ticket, but was the receipt. And they just let us in anyway because they didn't give a shit. And it was so much fun. And we'd won loads of, me and my friend had won so much money that day. We were like 3,000 up. It was like every slot machine we played, we just kept winning. What a night! What a night!
Do you see he did Eurovision this year?
Who?
I was going to call him Florida. Flow Rider.
How?
I think he represented San Marino or something like that.
How the fuck is... How?
I can't remember who it was. I think it was San Marino. It was like him featuring on the person's song, and it was just like, here's Flow Rider.
Did he do most of it?
I don't even know if they got top 10. No, I think he just did a verse.
Oh, is this the one where we should have won, but because Russia were blowing up Ukraine, we let them win because it's not really a song contest, it's a joke?
Yeah, I probably wouldn't word it in those terms, but you're thinking of the correct Eurovision Song Contest, yes.
Yeah. Absolute joke. The Eurovision Song Contest, they just need to just cancel that shit straight away.
What are you talking about? It's great.
It's a fucking joke, Charlie.
No, it's great. We just don't like it because we're crap at it. It's great.
No, it's not great. We're not even crap. The whole thing is a joke.
No, that's a lie.
Ukraine are being bombed.
Hang on. This year's a little bit different. This year's a little bit different.
Banging on stage, making noises.
This is a little bit different. This year was a bit different, right? Because obviously there was a literal war that had just started, right? But I'm talking about your usual years. We are absolute codswallop. Every single song we've put in for years is trash.
No, everyone gives their neighbours 10 points.
Name a good song the UK's entered in the last.
Just a little bit.
When was that?
A little bit more. What?
When was that?
I don't know, but that's the last one I remember.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. We're bad at it, bro.
No, I just haven't watched that shit since then.
No, because this is the point. If we put in a good song, you would know it because everyone would know it because it'd be a good song.
No, they wouldn't. Wasn't there like Groove City Groove or something? That was right.
No idea what that is.
That was probably after Gina G. No one gives a shit. The only good thing about Eurovision is the Will Ferrell film. Now, the songs on that were better than any Eurovision song in the history of songs.
Ya Ya Ding Dong? Is that what it's called? Something like that?
Yes! I watch Ya Ya Ding Dong!
He was
Ya Ya Ding dong.
He did a bit.
My
He
love
did a
for you.
bit.
Anyway, at 3:33, we're ending the stream. I'm telling you now, giving you a few minute warning in honor of Peach. When it's all of the threes, we're ending this. Lucas, you're not going yet because 33333 for Peach is when we're going to end it. So wait until then. But no, Ya Ya Ding Dong wasn't the best song. That Who's Vic, My Hometown
I haven't
is a
watched it.
banger.
I need to watch it at some point, but I haven't watched it.
No, it's really good. You
No, I
definitely
know. I've
should
been told.
watch it.
I've been told. I'm me.
But I tell you, the best part about it, they do a medley of a bunch of actual Eurovision songs. And there's an ABBA song like Waterloo. And the way that they come in, the harmony when they come into that, it's like, it is so good to be a musical geek. They're just, oh man, it is really good. All right, we've got 3 minutes. We should sort something about West Ham before we go. Predictions. What shit team we play next? Nottingham Forest. What's the score going to be?
1-1.
We're away, aren't we? Charlie Boy said earlier on we haven't scored an away goal in about a year. See? You know.
I'm saying 1-1.
I don't know if I...
The rumours out of the club currently are that if he loses, he's gone.
Oh, we're home. I think we're going to win. You don't believe that, right?
I don't necessarily believe that, but I think the rumours are actually loud enough where it seems...
DDT.
Subscribe to, if some good comes from the stream, just subscribe to the disabled team.
Yes. If you're watching this, subscribe to the disabled team right now.
100%.
Thank you.
But here's the thing. Does that make him play any differently? I doubt it. 1-1.
No, he's not going to play any differently, and he's not going to get sacked. It's not going to happen. We've got 2.5 minutes left of this stream. If you have somehow come back and watched this again, in fact, if you've done that, no, I'm not going to. I was going to give a prize or something. I can't be bothered.
Stop trying to give prizes out.
I know. I don't know what's wrong with me.
The prize was the friends we made along the way.
The prize is the fact that you got to see me and this arsehole together on a stream for the first time in a long time. And West Ham Random is back in honor of Peach. I've had some drinks. We couldn't go out on the streets, but we had a laugh. And I missed out on playing a lot of Hogwarts Legacy. And my tomorrow is going to be. I was meant to be playing pickleball with the vice president of a big soccer agency tomorrow, but I'm probably going to bail. Guess I will say very quickly, 2 nights time. So Wednesday night, I think. Do yourself a favor and don't. I mean, I'm just gonna say I wouldn't bother. It's my second time I'm ever doing this, and I know I've got to wrap it up quickly. I've agreed to go to a freaking women's football match. So the US women's national team are playing Brazil, and one of my friends messaged me, paid $85 a ticket to bring his whole family. Moron. Why would you pay for it? But I've only said to him, so he tricked me into going to watch them before because his girlfriend plays for the team. So we go to this game. The bitch doesn't get on the field. She doesn't, unused substitute.
Unnecessary.
So I said to him, if she's not in the starting lineup, I am not going. I'm not going. I'm only going if she's going to play. So you better find out before and let me know, because I'm not sitting through another one of those games unless I've got someone to make up chance for. But yeah. Oh, it's about to finish. How should we end this? I think we're going to win against Nottingham Forest. 1-0.
Yeah, I think we got to back it. We got to back the beef. West Ham Random style. 4-0. Big dubs. Incoming. They're not going to know what's happening.
Fuck Jesse Lingard. Yeah, fuck Jesse Lingard. 3-1 to West Ham.
Bosh.
Jesse Lingard, broken leg. Does he play? Does he even get a game?
Sometimes.
All right. Well, it's about to be the end. Guys, thank you for watching if you've bothered. Thanks for being in the chat. Disabled Team, Clips, Lucas, Charlie Boy, Lee, Miss Hammer, all of you, Wally, the guys earlier on. Much love. Stay positive. Love your lives. We'll do this again sometime. It'll be random. That's the whole point of this. That's why we exist. Thanks, Charlie. I really do appreciate you, even though I love to hate you. Maybe you are West Ham Clips. Stay positive, everyone. Love your lives. Come on, you irons.